What up, y'all? You know who it is. Your boy Jada Kiss, you know what I mean? Right now with Chris John. Shout out to Camden, New Jersey, all my niggas out there. Let's get right into it. Yeah.
BTV. Chris John, man. Yo, born, let's get him, man. Yeah. Right never now. Off plan. Used to get busy with them guns in my hand. 4 or 5 or a black 9 with a grand in my pocket and beef cool as a fan. BTB TV, we're not playing. Y'all just talk, we back it up and down. Sideways, F what y'all saying. We Kyrie and Kanye. This a boss talk, so you clowns should just fly away. Yeah. Hop on the bridge, throw your frame off the highway. This not a game, this is business, this my way. Real talk, your opinion is nothing to us. We gon' stay on chill, long as y'all don't violate. But it's not fair. We could be cool or your worst nightmare. We the best, I swear. And you could be my friend or enemy, I don't care. And you better beware. Cause we coming for the whole pie and we don't share. No, it just ain't fair. But we the best, I swear. We the best, I stay up in the mix. A project politics, my mood kinda sick. Name well known from the hood to the sticks. 100 on the highway, flying so fast, burn the gears when I shift. Some people kick dirt on your name, what shoes you gave them. Broke your back for them and they got the nerve to play you. Kick rap store off, pushed and shoved my way through. Bum rush the kitchen, put my floor up on the menu. The jealousy be hitting up in jokes. That's why I stay serious like David Banner turned in the Hulk in pure form like the Pope. Haters get infrared beams with the scope, so run and get ghosts. We fight good, boxed in like Floyd on the ropes. I'm the great black hope. Man, we the team and they know it coast to coast and it just ain't fair. We could be cool or your worst nightmare. We the best, I swear. And you could be my friend or enemy, I don't care. And you better beware. Cause we coming for the whole pie and we don't share. No, it just ain't fair. We the best, if you with us, put your lighters in the air. No, it just ain't fair. BTV, just ain't fair, man.
Yo, peace to the 5% nation of guys and nerfs. Salaam alaikum, alhamdulillah, rahman to Allah, to all the true Muslim brothers and sisters out there. This is the King of New Jersey. This is BTB TV. We bully the bullies. I'm your honorable host, born divine, almighty Allah. Yo, check this out. We ain't no Bloods or no Crips. We doing our own thing. BTB TV that started its own gang like nigga. What? Yo, we got gender wars tonight. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Let's hear what you gotta say, Johnny Button. Let's start it off with you. Yo. That's LaKim Griffin? What's up, LaKim? Long time, Corey, long time. Yo, she been disappeared off, Johnny. Where she been?
I don't know. She been touring the world.
Hi, y'all. I'm surprised you remember me.
Nah, because that was the first show we did. We did the gender wars. It was you, it was his sister, it was me, and it was my boy.
Yeah, they tried to jump me. They tried to jump us.
They tried to jump us. Yeah, they did try to jump us.
Just keeping it real. Just was keeping it real. That's it. That's it.
All right. I
want hold. Yo, hold on. For myself. AB1TV, he is no God body. I'm the true and living God, nigga. I ain't no God body. I'm God. Yo, Renee, tell your boys to watch their mouth before they get smacked in it.
He got a rent?
No, he got a rent. That's your boy. He on your page. Talking about he ain't God body. But yo, we ain't gonna argue about it. We gonna do our show, bro. Hey, yo, Johnny, let's start it off, bro.
All right. I'm gonna tell you a real life situation, and I want to elaborate on that.
Momo, salute Momo. All right, let me put the link in the chat for Momo because she don't. Where's the link?
Yeah, because she don't answer what I sent her.
Momo full of shit anyway, but I got love for my sister. see. 1 second.
Right. I'm a grown man, and I have a 6-year-old child, and at times I have grown folks conversations, and she has the ears of she hear through walls, through floors, doesn't matter where she's at. She's got like antennas. So, any rate, every once in a while, I say something inappropriate, and like I can hear a call from the other room. That's a bad word. All right.
This is
Cool. The other day, last Sunday, she had a play date. So she had a friend here. They was playing, going back and forth. Boom. Everything was good. Then we hear them going back and forth. That's a bad word. No, it's not. That's a bad word. No, it's not. Yeah, so, they was playing, going back and forth. Boom. My wife, everything was good. Mo, are you listening to it? Because somebody has the feedback. All right, it's good.
Well, that's good now. Yeah, Mo will turn it off.
So my wife calls him in the room. So the little girl she said a bad word. So my daughter's trying to shut her up. Like, no, it's not. It's not. That's not even a word. That's not even a word. So my wife is saying, what did she say? So the little girl said, she said fuckery. So my daughter's like, that's not a word. That's not a word. I was like, that is a word. It's not a good word. That's a bad word. So my daughter gets upset. My wife gets on her. My daughter gets upset. She starts crying. Yeah. So we calm her down. The little girl goes home. And then my daughter says to me, she said, how come every time I have a play date and I say a bad word, they tell on me? I said, well, listen, you're not supposed to be saying bad words. That's why they tell on you, because you're not supposed to say bad words. So we asked her where she get the word from. She said she got it from me. She heard me say, now I don't use that word. So she had a little conference with my wife. And so then it turns from fuckery to fucking. And I use that word. So I'm like, okay, well, I tell my daughter that, these are bad words, because sometimes, depending on what we're watching on TV, they say some bad words. Sometimes we look at a new program, we don't know what they're going to say. Then next thing you know, they're cursing like sailors, so on and so forth. So now I had somebody who gives advice freely, but they don't take their own advice. But someone trying to give me advice on how to raise my child. And she gave me examples of other kids that are in the family that kind of went astray. And like, well, you don't want them to be like this because this is the time when you do. And that was well noted. But when she is like the main potty mouth, it's like you can't really talk.
Momo.
You shut up.
I have my share of saying bad words, but a lot of times it's not actually in her presence, but she's just so, hear everything that goes on in the house. You can't help it. So the first part of this discussion is, how do you rear your children? Because most people on this panel have at least one child. Correct? At least most of the people I know.
Correct.
So
yes.
Let's get into the discussion. Anybody but Momo can start.
No, I wanted to talk. What are you talking about? Anybody but Momo?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, no. No. Look, hello, everybody. Look, Kim. Hey, girl. I ain't seen you in a couple of months. Remember last time we get together next week. Next week took a long time to get here.
We had them on the ropes last time, Johnny.
Oh, hey. I be busy, y'all. I'm sorry. Hey, Lorraine. Hey, I'll be busy. Yeah. I am. I'm a busy woman. I'm telling you.
Well, busy is good. But I wanted to say, because look, I've raised 2 kids. One is 30 and one is 22. And I've done my job. And like he called me Miss Potty Mouth, Miss Potty Mouth, Miss Potty Mouth. Yes, I am. I curse a lot. I've been cursing since I was 16. When I was little, I didn't really talk too much. I didn't talk at all because I didn't want to get slapped. It's like every time I opened my mouth when I was little, I got slapped. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to stop talking.
You're a potty mouth at that age.
No, I wasn't. I don't know what it was. I just didn't. I just got tired of tired of getting slapped every time.
Well, and I'd like to say I apologize for slapping her all those times.
No, for real though. For real. I grew up how I grew up. And I didn't do crazy stuff in front of grown-ups. I was taught not to talk crazy. Like these kids go up in the street and curse in front of grown-ups. I never did that. That was unheard of when I was little. You don't curse in front of grown-ups. You go in a gas station with your friends and you just can't start cursing. That wasn't a thing to do. But as I grew older, I just got the feel of, yeah, cursing is the way you get your expression off, like for real. So I had a lot of cursing to do. And I did it. I still do it. And that's how I get my shit off. I ain't gonna front, I ain't gonna lie. However, with that same token being said, I raised 2 kids. 2 of them. I tell you, 30 and 22. I've never heard not one of them curse except for the girl. I've caught her doing her thing. But on a majority of the scales, they don't curse in front of me. I just caught her by accident. But my 2 kids, they don't curse in front of me. Never did, never will. My boy is 30, he still don't curse in front of me. Yeah. And people would that's just what they do. Because I don't know what it is, but I know one thing is respect. They don't curse in front of me because it's a respect factor. You don't curse in front of your parents. They could go out in the street and do whatever they want to do. They could go out there and say whatever they want with their friends, whatever, laugh, giggle, curse, whatever. They don't do that in front of me. And I love it. I appreciate it. But people in the family, their kids curse all day, all night. And now I'm not even talking about
Johnny's
daughter. I'm not talking about his daughter. I'm talking about the older kids. I'm talking about the older kids, like the teenagers, the nieces and the nephews, the older ones. They just come in the house and say whatever. I'm like, what is going on here? And I be jumping in like, oh, shut up. Shit, look. I don't want to be cursed out, but I don't want to be cursed out by my nieces and nephews. But they be looking at me like they want say another thing, Auntie Momo. Say another thing. I'm like, what? But it's a respect factor. Even my aunt said to me, well, I curse in front of my kids, and I think that's where they got their bad mouth from. I said, I curse in front of my kids too. Been doing that. My kids don't curse in front of me though. Why your kids do it? And she was like, you're right. I don't know. I said, yeah, I know I don't know. Because you don't know how to discipline them. It all comes down to discipline. That's why they keep doing it, because you never shut them down. The first time they did it, when it was 10, you never shut them down. That's why they doing it. And that's it. That's the bottom line. It all comes to discipline. That's where I'm going with this whole conversation. Discipline. Discipline.
I got 5 kids and maybe 2 possibles, and none of my kids disrespect me. I don't know.
That sounds like a spades hand.
I don't know because I'm big, or because they think I'm crazy, or because their mother said, your daddy's crazy. They don't disrespect me, don't curse for me. They might not talk to me, but they will not disrespect me. they might not call me. They'll text me. Yo, Dad, can I get this? Dad, nigga, call me. Don't text me, ask me for nothing. Call me. But you know what I'm saying? So I can say one thing. But I know when I be on the train going to work, I be hearing these little young ass bastards.
Mm-hmm.
They be so successful bastards. I be so ready. I be looking back like, yo, y'all see this gray in my beard? What the fuck wrong with you? Well, I just put my earpieces in.
They don't care.
And I just listen to my music.
They don't care at all. Now, they don't care at all.
Momo is fronting right now.
Oh my God.
Because she was telling me, you gotta beat him.
Yeah, no, you do. Like,
her kids ain't cursed because they feared for their life.
Right.
That's right.
I'm
right.
Die.
No. But no, look, let me tell you something. Look, he's right. I did say that. I said you got to beat them because that's what comes to mind first because that's how we was raised. But when I was growing up, I said to myself, when I have kids, I'm not gonna beat them because we got beat.
And you lied to yourself.
I said I'm not gonna beat them.
I beat kids.
I said I wasn't.
Beat my kids. I beat my cousin kids. I beat my nephew and niece's kids. I beat everybody.
Well, they all must have was bad because I never beat my son and he turned out to be great.
Right. It's all about the way you raise them. And that's what I told my brother.
No.
No, you can't just be
don't say. My mother beat the shit out of me and I was a plug.
You went to King of New Jersey, beat up them half the block.
Yo,
just beating the people. Mo said, just beat them. Like Color Purple. Beat them.
Yeah.
You know,
beat them. You told Harpo to beat me.
No, but let me say this real quick. I said I wasn't going to beat my kids. That's what I said before I even had any. I said I'm not going to beat my kids. Because me and my brother, I swear, I don't know if I'm exaggerating from my heart or from my memory, but I think we got beat every day. That's how it felt to me. Did we?
No, you're delusional.
No. Well, it felt like it. Every day we had an argument, we got beat. And we had an argument every day. Every day we fought. We fought every day. Do we fight every day?
No, you're delusional.
It felt like it. It felt like I had to fight this boy every day. Because every day he was in my business, playing with my toys, breaking my shit. Every day he was doing something. And we was fighting. And when we fought, my mother would beat both of us.
She didn't have any toys.
I did have toys.
Yo, shout out to Team Scott in the building. My brother E. Scott, salute. My sister Victoria, salute. We in the building, yo. Let me talk about the kids.
I felt like I got beat every day, and it felt like it. So when I grew up, I said, I'm not going to beat my kids. And then my mother beat us, and then she would wait till Johnny get home, and then my father would come home, and she'd tell him. I'm like, why you got to tell him for? And he would come and beat us again. I'm like, we already got a beating for that. How many beatings you got to get? How many beatings we gotta get? That's how I felt. That's for real. I don't know where I'm getting this from.
Like we was abused. Like
yeah.
I don't know what household you lived in. It's not like you was a Cosby kid, but
I was abused. I don't care what nobody said. I got beat with extension cords. Wooden spoons. Yo, y'all know the big wooden spoons that hang on the wall?
Yeah.
The fork and the knife. I got beat with that. I got beat with bats. I'm
with the shade. Look, remember the shade that came with the stick, the long stick going across the bottom.
Yeah, right here. And what about the blind, the plastic blind thing?
We couldn't afford those.
Yeah, she act like she Penny from Good Times. Like, where's the iron?
That's how I felt.
Like, no.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. You were just rough and tough. I wasn't. I was delicate.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
Uh-oh. The football.
Scott, thanks for the donation, brother. Appreciate it.
You know, when you bad, you don't remember getting beat. But when you innocent and get beat for no reason because your brother's bad, you remember that.
Yo, Momo. I don't believe he wasn't bad. I don't believe he was a bad Momo.
I wasn't. I was an innocent one. I had to fight. He was fighting me. I have to fight back. That was me.
Like,
I was in it. I was.
That sounds like a lot of BS to me. A lot of
whatever.
BS. There you go.
I remember one time she did get a beat, and that was well deserved. She snuck out the house. We snuck out the house. We got caught, and my father was on like Mr. Interrogation, so he called everybody in the room one by one to ask them where they went. So we all had our plan, our story together. So like we was in the other yard. We climbed the fence to go into the other yard because it was bigger. That was our story. So he couldn't break us. Now Momo comes in there with like 5 pairs of pants on. She walks into the room. He sees that she's noticeably thicker than usual, and he's asking her a question. She stuck to the story, but he like, what's this? Go take off. So she go take off 1 pair. Come back. You still too big. Take 4 pairs later. She gets a beating. It wasn't for jumping the fence. It's for having 5 pair of pants. So she deserved that. Now, that being said, as far as I've never beat my daughter. My daughter's 6 years old, and I still have not beat her. She is, my wife is there if she's not asleep. She can attest to it that I haven't beat her. She's a good child with the occasional repeat a word, and you know, she does regular kid stuff. Sometimes she mimic you and get on your nerves and do stuff, but she's not a bad kid. She's a good student and everything. But other than Miss Abuser, I want to know how a regular parent would, you know, rear their child as far as keeping them censored so that they won't.
Okay, but wait, before anybody else talks. Before anybody else talks, I want everybody else to have a chance to talk. But I'm telling you, I'm not an abuser. I don't abuse my children.
Okay.
I never did. I could count on one hand how many times. My son is 30. I can count on one hand how many times I've hit him. One hand. Yeah. And my daughter,
one hand, and that was all
my daughter, the same thing. I don't beat my kids because they never do nothing bad. It's all about raising them. You don't have to.
That is bullshit. All kids do something bad.
She was getting ready to spill the beans. She said,
"Yeah, she
had kids."
Don't say that.
And then she got to the point where she started whipping them out.
No, I didn't. I said I never whipped them. I never hit my kids with a belt or nothing. I hit them with my hand.
Oh gosh.
And no, I never did that. I never did the ultimate beatings. I never did that. But my kids were just raised different. Like they just didn't do nothing bad. And you could say, oh, because they're scared of you. They scared of you. They scared of you. I'd rather they be scared of me than me have to come home and put hands on them. I'd rather that. But at the same time, they still respect me. They didn't curse around me. They didn't get suspended from school. They never got left back. They never get kicked out. They never did nothing. My kids are good kids, both of them. So I did something right. I did something right, and I didn't have to beat them.
What about throwing stuff at them? You don't say that part?
Well, yeah, I throw stuff at everybody.
Yeah, you didn't count that as a beating. That was still.
I didn't throw that. I know. Come on, you playing now? You playing yourself?
You just admitted you threw stuff.
I threw one thing at one body. Oh, and that's because she's big. She's a big girl. She's 22 now. She was 21 when I threw something at her. She was 21. So what?
Team Scott, let me ask you a question. You got 3 kids right now. Do you believe in this physical discipline?
Corporal punishment.
Is that for me, born or wife? My wife.
For both of y'all.
Yes, I believe in punishing.
I said physical, corporal, ass whoopings.
Yeah.
He answered the question.
Yeah, if the action warranted, of course, yeah. And then I talk to him after the fact to let him know why I did it.
No, I don't understand that. My mother used to whoop my ass. She beat me the fuck down. My mother like 5'3". And I'm like 6'7". I was like 6'1". At like 11 years old, 12 years old, she had beat my ass and then come in the room and give me a kiss and tell me she loved me. I'd be like, I hate you. I hate you.
She loves you.
Well,
but now I understand. I understand now. Before I didn't understand when I was a kid, but since I got all these kids, I understand. I had to punch a couple of my sons in the face real quick. Push my daughters. You know what I'm saying? And I understand now.
Did you tell them you loved them after you punched them out?
Yeah, I told them later once I calmed down.
Once you woke them up?
Yeah. I love you, right? I love you too, Dad.
Yeah, put this on your eye.
Put this stick on your eye.
Well, this how I always looked at it.
like Scott said, if it warrants, because some actions warrant that. Just because you disciplined your child doesn't mean you abuse them.
Right.
And you don't have to necessarily hit a kid to get them to do what they need to do.
Right.
But me having 2 sons who were 6 feet and better at teenagers, I had no choice but to carry their chest in.
What?
I had no choice. It was
I'm here
either
taking notes. I'm taking notes.
it was either I needed to discipline them or they was going to discipline me.
That's right, Mecca.
And they was not going to grow up. My son was 10 years old wearing a 10 shoe.
What?
Yes. And you think that I was going to let him get out of control?
Get it twisted.
Yo, my youngest son is 6'6", 6'5.5", 6'6", with a size 15 shoe and 240 pounds. He's 13 years old.
Damn.
And I'm 5'4", 125. Always been his height and weight. So what was I supposed to do? Just let them be able to talk to me any kind of way because they were bigger than me? No, I had to K their chest in from time to time. Yeah. But my youngest son, he only got a whooping one time. And that was because I had brought him some Bally shoes for school. And I told him, do not wear them shoes outside. And he did it anyway.
Did he
And
mess
he
him up?
said his dad, and this is why he got in trouble. He said, my dad said I can wear them outside. And you should have saw those shoes. When they came back, it looked just like they wasn't new. And I took his father's belt off his waist. And I hit him 4 times. And I said, you do what I say. When your dad tell you to do something, you do what he say. But when I say it first, you do what I say. And I've never had a problem out of that particular kid. That particular one.
That sound like you was mad at his dad because his dad had a little bit more control at the time.
Yeah, sounds
What?
like to me.
No. It sounds like when you're a parent, this is why after I talked to him, I let him know why I told you not to do something. And when your dad tell you not to do something first, because kids like to put the parent against each other.
Right. That's why you got to talk to them after.
Okay? And this is why you have to explain that. I distinctly told you not to do something before he told you you can. So that means you knew that I already told you not to do that, and you did it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So
hey, dad is the boss. What dad says okay is
no,
okay.
dad is the boss when dad pay for the shoes. Since you want to go there, dad is the boss when dad paid with the shoes.
No,
and
dad
to
is
show
the
him,
boss.
no.
Dad is the boss, but dad paid the
I was
rent.
quiet. And to show him that dad wasn't the boss, that's why I used dad's belt in front of dad.
Dad is
Did
the
dad
boss.
come to his
He
rescue?
paid the bills.
No. You know what dad said? You didn't tell me that your mother said you couldn't wear them shoes outside.
Right.
See, that's what dad said.
Because dad is a punk.
Right.
He could be that. He could be that. He could be a punk. I don't care about him being no punk. That he ain't my dad. He wasn't my daddy. So it don't matter if he a punk. He wasn't my daddy. Okay, that's all I got to say. He wasn't my daddy.
That's a good point. We should get into that too. When the parents dispute with each other about disciplining the kids. That's another thing I don't like.
I got something after this. I want to get, but it's going along those lines though. But I want to hear what everyone has to say. Mrs. Bunting, Lorraine Bunting, are you awake?
Yeah, I'm awake.
She'll wait today.
Are you awake this week?
Yeah,
I'm awake this week.
like this is her daily sleep time.
Yeah, sure is.
So tell us about, because what do what do you believe in? You
And tell the truth.
Yeah. You got people that know you.
That's right.
Well, I
She's
mean,
like, I'm going to sleep.
yeah, right. I mean,
Lucas Scott, appreciate it, bro.
as you get older, you have different thoughts. Do I believe in, beating a child to to where it's abusive? No, I don't believe in that. I don't think that works. But I believe, like what the others said, if it warrants it, then yeah. I have not. I mean, yeah, that's it. That's pretty much what I think. Like, if it warrants it, yes. But I'd rather not, to be honest. I'd rather not. I'd rather do something else. I'd rather find something that they enjoy and pull it away and use that as a form of punishment, because I feel like that has worked. But it depends on the child. You have to know the child that you're dealing with.
Give us an example.
Hold on. I want to get back. All the ass people I got, I'm gonna give them my kids. They get everything I got.
It depends on the child.
Give us an example, because Mecca gave us the Bally's example.
Okay, like for example, my son, when he was younger, he loved to play video games. So when he did not do something properly, whether it be school or whatever the case may be, I would take away the video game, and I would take it away for however long I felt at the time. If it had something to do with grades, I would take it away until the grades got up. So that would be an example of taking something away. Our daughter now, if she doesn't do something, or I tell her to do something, she doesn't follow directions, she loves to play with her tablet. I take away the tablet. Like, no, you can't have any tablet for the rest of the day, or for 2 hours, or whatever it is that I decide, because like I said, it depends on the child.
Give us an example of.
I just gave you 2 examples.
A beating. You got the Bally beating. So I want a beating example. You got the Bally beating.
Oh, wow. Well, let's think about it.
You didn't say that she beat him with the Bally's, but I think
No.
She beat him with the box.
I beat him with his father's belt. The person who told him he can wear the shoes outside. Okay?
Get it right. Get it right. She ain't gonna say okay, let me just be quiet.
No, I'm trying to remember. I mean,
I got a bunch of examples.
Look, do you? Well, I mean, I think there was one example where my daughter, she's now 30.
Yeah, let's start with her.
She tried to, when she got to a teenager, when a lot of times, sometimes the females, they become a teenager, they start to like feel themselves a little bit. So I do remember, I think she was either just started high school or she was at the end of middle school, and I don't remember what she did, what was the confrontation about, but
I remember
made an action like she was gonna flinch, like she was gonna do something to me, and I grabbed her by the neck. I mean, it wasn't a beating.
Warranted.
Right, I grabbed her by the throat and pushed her against the wall, and that was the, it was that type of situation.
Yo, I'm sorry. I'm sitting in the car with my mom. My mom says she remembers that.
Oh, you remember?
Hey, Ray.
Wow, she got witnesses. She got witnesses there.
Yeah, because Andrew was calling everybody trying to get Lorraine in jail.
And it was warranted.
Very much so warranted.
I don't think that was warranted, but
very much so. I will tell you.
You can't talk bad about
I know. You know why? You know why you don't think it was warranted? because your son did not challenge you.
Right.
Once your son challenged you, then you'll understand why it was warranted for her to choke her out if that's what she wanted to do.
Right.
You don't disrespect your mother. You don't challenge your mother on no level.
That's
exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And she never did that again. Never, not once.
Oh no, she did it again.
When did she do it again? Not to that level that she flinched like she was gonna.
Oh no, not flinching. Right. But
right. You don't
the flinching thing.
And I'm gonna tell you how I know. Because I tried that with my mama and it didn't work out in my favor either. Okay? You do not challenge. You do not challenge your mother.
Look, I'm gonna tell you that's why my daughter got her.
Even if they wasn't or they normally don't get physical with you, the day you do that, you might wake up on the floor.
Yeah. You better wake up on the floor.
They're telling you why you unconscious. That might happen. Yeah.
That's the time when I put my hands on my daughter for real, no lie, because she was in the bathroom beating up the sink, and I heard her. She was talking loud shit, talking about me, and I heard her. She was in the bathroom by herself with the sink, and she was beating the sink up, talking mad shit, and I was like, "Is this bitch talking?" You know how you like, what is going on? Like I had to get up out of my room and go to see what's going on. I thought somebody broke in the house.
You gotta back up. You got to tell what you did for her to be in the bathroom talking about you.
I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing before that. Yes, you did. No, it wasn't nothing worth. It's not nothing worth talking about. I did what mommies do.
You plucked her
touch
out.
her. I didn't touch her. I did not touch that girl until she was cursing me out, beating up the sink. Like,
so why was she cursing you out?
I don't know. I don't remember that part.
Yeah, see, that's the part that matters.
You know why?
I know I didn't touch her.
You know why?
I didn't touch her.
There's never an excuse for a child to curse their mother or their father out. Period. That's it. Period.
Out. She was in another room cursing.
Yeah.
And who house?
Eavesdropping.
And who house? How she eavesdropping in her own house? How she eavesdropping in her own house? Where she paid the bills at?
And she was talking loud. She was talking loud.
Warranted. It's warranted.
All right,
tell her. As a kid, I couldn't walk away from my mother mumbling something. They'd be like, "Who are you talking to?" Nobody. Right. Oh no, I'm a nobody now.
What they say is, "I brought you in this world, and I'll take you out," and they meant
that. That's right.
Right. So let her finish the story of how she choked her daughter to death.
It wasn't. First of all, I didn't choke her to death. Are you talking about Lorraine? Who are you talking about? Which one are you talking about? Which one of the Miss Buntons are you talking about?
You drop kicked her. Now go ahead.
So this daughter that you choked to death, is she still living?
Yes,
because I bet she look good for a dead person.
They brought her back.
Whatever.
They brought her back.
I don't know what we was arguing about, but it was right before school. We lived in Florida, so it was like 6:00 in the morning because the bus came at 6:30. So it was early in the morning. I said something. I don't know what the argument was about. I really don't. I don't remember. But she got mad and went in the bathroom and started beating on the sink. Boom, boom, boom. That's all I heard. That's why I got back up into my bed because I didn't have to be to work till 11. So I was like, "What is all that noise?" So I got out of my bed and she talking about that bitch. That shit, that like she cursing and beating up the sink, boom, boom, boom. And it took me a minute to gather my thoughts, And I was like, she's talking about me. I was like, oh, hell no. So the door was locked, not for long. I didn't even turn it, twisted. I just kicked it. Door flew open. And I was like, look, it just went off. And then all of a sudden, her head was in the sink. That's all I remember. And I just remember
Which is,
you drowned your daughter in the sink.
You kicked the
door. I didn't drown it. There was no water in it. There was no water in the sink. It was just her head.
No.
And then I said, you're not going to school because, my daughter, she would have went right to the damn white people district and reported my ass. Like, what's wrong? My mother.
I would report you too.
Look, I said, shut up. I said, you going right in the room and go back to sleep. We all going back to sleep. That's it. But you're not gonna curse me out in front of in my bathroom.
I think you skipped. I think you skipped like a left.
I
or
said
right.
I don't remember what the argument was about.
No, I'm talking about the beating part. You kicked the door open and her head is in the sink.
Well, I'm not going into all that.
She said she blacked out.
Okay. She kicked in the door, waving the fofo, and the daughter was like, "Mama, please don't hit me no more."
That's right. Stop drowning my face in the sink because the sink has water.
It wasn't even that long. It wasn't that long. I don't have to beat you that long. Look, I'm a quick beater.
See now, now I gotta come on your brother's side. So if you blacked out, right, and you don't remember,
I never said I blacked out.
How do you know how long it really was?
I never said I blacked out. I'm just not entertaining the conversation.
Oh, okay, I got you.
You offered the information after the belly beating and the choke out. So you just came to you wanted to one up everybody. I
can't shit.
Like and put her face in the sink with water and soap.
It wasn't water, no soap.
And then sent her to bed instead of school.
No, because you don't talk to me like that. Don't ever.
See, if you allow your kids
look,
to
you
talk
seen
to you
what I
like
did,
that one time,
what I did to your
it's
father.
over for you.
How
It's
dare
over.
you? You seen what I did to your father.
You don't see how them kids be talking to them poor teachers? I be feeling so sorry for them teachers. I feel like they should come up with a job and have people like me to go to the school, and when them kids is acting up with the teacher, send them in the office with me for 5 minutes. And I will not put my hands on not one of them, but they'll come out a new kid though.
Mm-hmm.
You just show them pictures of the other people you beat up.
Yeah, that's all. Look, and some I didn't. They ain't gonna know I ain't do it.
All right, let's hear from someone civilized.
So you trying to say we not civilized?
Wait a minute.
Because we discipline it. Look, let me tell you something. My two black male sons turned out to be productive citizens in society.
Thank you.
That was a
joke.
I
know. So I had to be uncivilized from time to time.
Let's hear it from the other side of the spectrum. The one who did not put her hands on her kids. The one who does not have a black belt in ghetto.
How you know?
She said it.
He said a black belt in ghetto.
What you mean black belt in ghetto? I can't. Come on now. I can't. You know, I've come from the ghetto.
You ain't got a black. You ain't beating people up.
Yes, she do got a black belt in it.
At least not your kids.
Oh boy.
Well,
so tell us how you did.
I didn't. I never did beat my son. I didn't. I never beat him. Is the way I looked at him, and when he was bad, I put him in sports that he didn't like. So that's what I did. I actually
ballet.
Yeah,
she's lying. She's lying.
No, I didn't put him in ballet.
Ballet is not a sport.
But I put him in sports that he didn't like. If he didn't like, he liked football and he didn't like basketball, I made him play basketball that year. You know, I did things that he just, and he turned out to be a good kid.
Yeah,
but
hold on. That didn't work for me. My mother, she tried to put me on punishment. As soon as I get off punishment, I went back out there selling drugs, robbing niggas. That shit didn't work.
Yeah, because see, this
it
was
depends where you at. It depends where you at. It depends where you living. It depends on the community you living in, if that shit works or not. If you living in a good community, you got your kids and they're listening and they're respectful because all the other kids in the community are kind of respectful, and that's good. But if you living in the projects where gunshots are going off every day and kids are playing hopscotch with fucking shell cases from a bullet,
yeah.
That
was my thing. I grew up. That's the way I was. My son grew up in Long Island, Suffolk County, suburbs. He didn't have, what I had. So I didn't have the need to beat him. I did.
Salute Jay Jackson. Thanks for the support.
It's just
subscribe to everybody's channel.
I didn't need to beat him, but I just put him in things that he didn't like, or
Yeah, I don't care. I beat my kids.
I mean, maybe
I don't care about punishment or none of that shit. You're getting your ass whooped, then you get on punishment. That's what I got while I was growing up. That's what my kids got.
See, what we're overlooking is
punishment.
It depends on the personality of the child, how the child needs to be disciplined.
Right.
Each kid don't need the same discipline.
Right.
Born, you get that kind of discipline. You have some kids, I told you I had. The one that I had to teach, he had to learn. After that, I never had a problem. I never had to really go to school for him. Like, he's never been in trouble. Now, that other one, that's another topic. That's for another show. But they each had, as they got bigger, where I couldn't hit them because it served no purpose. What I started doing was, one, my youngest son, he likes video games. So I would take the cords and the joystick, but leave the base there. You see, I would take that. And my oldest son liked to eat. So I wouldn't buy him no snacks.
Oh, I thought you was going to say you didn't feed him.
No, he would have. I would have woke up to no food in that refrigerator while I was asleep. He had to eat. That's one kid that had to eat. No, I didn't buy him the snacks and stuff that he liked. You know what I'm saying? You have to figure out what do each kid like. Like she did the opposite. I just left the consoler there, and I took the cord that you plug in the wall in the little joysticks, and took them and put them up, and let him sit there and look at that game, and he gonna realize why he can't play. So you have to figure out each kid's personality and what they like, and that's what you take away. Like your wife said, the tablet. The daughter liked the tablet, so she took the tablet.
And then they give her the phone.
Right. Who gave her the phone?
That was
he didn't tell that part.
They always soft. They softies. They both soft.
He didn't tell that part.
Bunton DeForest, he's a softie, and this other one, Lorraine Bunton, she's a softie too. They'll take the tablet. I took the tablet, but here's my phone. What?
This defeats the purpose of it. This is what I'm talking about.
Whatever.
Why? See, this is why. See, he didn't actually get the whooping for the shoes, because I could have brought some more. He actually got the whooping because he had to learn that he is not going to put me and his father against each other.
Right.
He's not going to do that.
There we go.
He's
there
not.
We go.
Lorraine and we never had that problem again.
Lorraine can take the tablet, and then Johnny Jr. Forrest will come and give her the phone because he feels savvy and sad. And that's my princess.
So you can't go against the mother's punishment.
No, that's
just like the mother can't go against your punishment.
Actually,
you can't.
That's the truth. That's the truth. You've done that.
I know it's the truth. I know. I've been there, done that, seen it. I know. I've watched y'all.
No.
Oh Lord.
That may have happened on an occasion, but as of late, if you take the tablet away, that's it. We're more of a united front.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's what it need to be.
Rain, say something. That's what I
but you look like you be sneaking her the cell phone on the low. You look like you do.
Yeah.
You look like she got you wrapped around. She had you wrapped around her little finger.
Here go a chocolate bar to make up for the tablet.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Because he want everybody to think of him as the savior. Like, oh, I saved her. And she'd be like, oh, I love my daddy. My daddy's the greatest. My mommy, I hate her. Mm-hmm. My daddy's the greatest. Look at his face.
He's so nice.
I'm trying to save her from the mad choker.
Oh, yeah.
No, see, you only get... here's the thing. You only get that kind of discipline when you challenge the parent.
Yeah, she's claiming she feels challenged lately. So she's just trying to set the stage for another choking.
What?
She was cursing in her mother's house, talking about her mother in her house, in her bathroom, banging on her mother's sink. So her
No, that
mother
was me.
took her mother's hand and put it around her daughter's neck, and you know that's what happened.
Forced her face into a basin filled with water.
It wasn't the water in
and
it.
then said her ABC. Yeah, when you was finished, it wasn't. She didn't suck up all the water.
Oh, he put you straight out of the movie scene.
Yeah, drink it.
Whatever.
All right.
This is very interesting. Very interesting because Lorraine grew up with my mom and my aunt. So it's different, you know, to hear, you know, a parent's view of discipline. I'm a parent now, but my son is only 4 and my son is nonverbal. So my son has autism. So disciplining a child with autism is very much like popping him because he doesn't understand.
He understands.
I'm not doing that. I ain't doing too much talking.
He understands.
I'm taking notes from y'all.
I had autism. I understood the ass whooping. They understand. They make you think that they understand, but they understand. These kids, yeah, I'm gonna tell you something.
My grandson autistic. He's smart. They
They're
smart.
smart.
They very smart.
They're very smart. He's very smart. He's very smart.
They
I
know.
still gotta pop his ass sometimes.
They play on you. They play on your intelligence and your heart. You know what I'm saying? Because
that's all right.
I remember back
That's
in the day.
I just gave his ass some melatonin. I'll see you tomorrow.
I remember back in the day. Yeah, melatonin.
Hey, New York Star. That's my bestie, born New York Star.
What New York Star? One from Virginia or one from New York?
That's Winter's sister.
Oh, what's up? What's up, Star?
All right, I wanna shift gears a little bit. I wanted to make sure I had enough women up here so I could shift gears.
Yeah, majority women.
Yeah, and this I don't want y'all to start getting quiet and falling asleep and all this stuff now. This is the question I want to ask. I want to ask, why do women? I don't know if I'm not accusing nobody on the panel. So if it applies to you, I want you to explain yourself. If it doesn't apply to you, I want you to explain your view of it so that I can better understand, so that men can better understand. Why do I don't know the math, so I'm just going to say a lot. I don't know the math. 50%, 40%, 60%, 90%, I don't know. I'm just going to say, why do a lot of women have issues with letting the father of the child see the child once things go bad between the two? Why does that happen?
Money.
And if it happened with you, give an example of your situation.
Money.
So what?
Money.
I'm going through that right now. That exact thing right now.
All right,
I'm
so
in the
let's
middle of a
hear it.
divorce. And I'm 32. My husband is 17 years older than I am. Y'all do the math. And we were married for 8 years, and he can't see his son because of his own actions. He was abusive, and the courts won't allow him to see his child until the divorce is finalized.
Let me ask you a question. Was he abusive to you, or was he abusive to the son?
He was abusive to me in front of our son. And being that he is nonverbal, you know, if I send him over to his father's house for the weekend and something happens to him, he can't tell me. He'd never be able to tell me, Mommy, X, Y, and Z happened, you know, and Daddy's new girlfriend and her 3 kids. You know, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
What I'm gonna say about that is, listen, I'm gonna say this as a man with kids. Just because me and you don't get along, Don't have nothing to do with me and my kids spending time together.
I understand where
Okay,
she's
so let
coming
me
from,
throw this in there.
because hers is a little bit different, because since the child can't express, if something happens, it's like a world
Right.
of silence. You don't
Not only
wanna-
that, but I found out that, and this was after I left him. I left him 2 years ago. I'm still waiting for the divorce to be finalized. Not only that, but he's not mentally stable. And people tried to tell me this, and I didn't believe them. I didn't listen. I was young. I was dumb, and married him anyway. He was a friend of the family. He grew up with my dad and my uncles. He knew my grandmother, my grandfather. He's been around my family since before I was even a thought. In addition to that, he suffers from schizophrenia. Does not take his medication. He's been to a psych ward several times. Is a lot of factors. There's a lot of factors, and he thinks that I'm gonna disrespect the mother of my child, and I'm still gonna be able to see my son. No, you're not.
What you and him got going on will have nothing to do with you and his sons, Queen.
It absolutely does.
No, it does not.
It absolutely does, because this is not a regular child we're talking about. We're talking about a child with a developmental delay who is partially nonverbal. So again, if he does something to my son can't tell me, Mommy, Daddy did X, Y, and Z.
Lord, I can't. I'm not passing judgment on your decisions. What I am saying is, it's a lot of women that there were men that abused them, or that did them dirty, that cheated on whatever, that keeps their child away from their father because they're bitter. Not saying that's you, but I'm just saying in general, it's a lot.
Absolutely, there's women that
It's
do
about,
that.
it's about 85%.
I'm not one of those women.
85%.
I'm not one of those women.
In that instance,
Now, it would be different if my
need
son miraculously out of the blue just started talking. Then that would be different. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Look, he's talking now and he's understanding. Yeah. Let's set something up. I'll bring him over this weekend or whatever. Until then, you're gonna get these video chats. That's it.
Also, remember,
furthermore, he's not even
also
trying
has
to
a
be an
mental-
active father.
All right. Tim Scott, what y'all think about that? We can go around a panel and see what everybody think about it.
Well, we have 3 kids, but together, so we don't share. But I certainly understand her viewpoint on it. That as a parent, you never want to put your kid in an unsafe environment, and if you ever felt like you potentially could put your kid in an unsafe environment as a parent, you never want to go through that. So I certainly understand her viewpoint. But I mean, I certainly know that there are women out there that get into their feelings and let that control that narrative of, what they want to do with who has custody with it. But it's nothing that we personally have to deal with.
Let me throw this in there too. I do have, the courts granted me a final restraining order. So he is not supposed to have contact with me, call me, text me, email me, nothing. Contact me through a third party, nothing, for the rest of my life. So that is something, he did that. You did that. So if you're not able to see your son because, I have a restraining order against you for the rest of my life, that's your fault. You did that. You did that.
For myself, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news. It's his fault, and it's your fault too, because you stayed with this man, you dealt with this man, and you knew from the beginning what everybody said about this man, and you decided to still deal with him.
True.
You got a point there.
So, like I said, I don't care.
Okay.
My kid's mother could be a piece of shit to me. She could talk to me, disrespect me, say all this shit, but I would never keep my kids from the other parent because that's not what you're supposed to do as a parent. Because
now let me ask you this question.
Hold on. You're planting seeds in these kids' heads. And a lot of kids, I'm talking about a lot of kids that don't have no fathers, they become off the hook. They said,
so let me ask you this. So let me ask you this.
We still got other people that we want in.
When nobody has custody of the kid, right, on paper, that means the father has equal rights to that kid. Okay? So now let's ask why a lot of y'all fathers don't go get y'all kids.
Go. Thank you. That's exactly
why y'all
what I was
don't
about
take
to say.
steps to go get y'all kid when y'all say, I heard a lot of men say, I ain't going over there because I don't like the mother. So that's both ways.
Let's not change the narrative. Let's not.
No, we're not changing the narrative. We're not.
That is. That's what that is.
That is not changing the narrative because it's two
That's
parents.
not changing the narrative.
Both of them made the baby.
It's changing the
Both
narrative.
of them. No, it's changing the narrative to you because it's falling into the woman's favor.
Because I'm asking the women to express their point from their point of view. I have one child, and she's right upstairs asleep. I get to see her every day. So that question I can't answer.
Okay, well then I can't answer your question because their father was in his life and their life. So I can't answer your question.
That's fine.
But you want me to elaborate on your question.
If you can't answer, that's fine. Let someone else elaborate.
Now, but see, no, because you want me to elaborate on your question, but I'm changing the narrative with the same question, with the same thing.
You don't have to. You can just
what about
and listen.
Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down.
What about the 11 times that now I have a restraining order against him? Yes, but I have still done everything in my power to allow him to be in this boy's life, right? So we lived in the same state. I only lived 20 minutes away from him, right? And although I had the restraining order, I asked for the courts to put an order in place as far as visitation and custody, right? And the courts granted it, and they said, okay, well, he needs to meet you at the precinct and pick up the child on Sundays and Wednesdays. I have 11 police reports from 11 times that I went there and he didn't show up to pick up his child.
All right, let me ask you one
question. He hates authority so much.
Let me ask you one question. How many times did you go back to this man?
Once.
Next question.
All right, Mo, you got something to say?
Oh, yeah, I got something to say. And what I have to say is about this whole relationship thing is the child. I understand children should come first. And that's what we tend to forget.
Exactly.
Children come first. So if I don't want to deal with you no more for whatever reason, and you don't want to deal with me for whatever, like me and my children's father, we had a long relationship, 18 years of a relationship. And then all of a sudden, he didn't want to look. My son was old enough that he could go back and forth. He had his own car. He could go back and forth, whatever. But my daughter was younger. She was like 10, 11 at the time. So he had to go through me to see her. I was mad. I ain't gonna front. I was mad, but I never stopped him from seeing her. I would take her and the dog. You want her? You're gonna have the dog too. And then I get some free time. Look, now I'm getting some free time for real.
Yes.
I never stopped that because I'm not that type of chick. I know she loved her father. I know she did. So I'm not the type that stopped because I'm not doing that. But a lot of people do that because they're angry. They want to stop the visits with the child because I'm mad. And I get it to some extent. You know, I get it. I understand you mad, you angry. It's fresh. I don't get it. I understand.
They just don't realize your relationship.
No. I'm not saying, I'm just saying I understand it. I'm not saying right or wrong, but I understand. Now,
well, I don't understand it because your relationship with the father and the kid relationship with the father is two separate entities.
No, but what I'm saying is if I, however my daughter's gonna see her father, I have to be involved, and I don't want to see him. So that's the part I'm getting. Like, I don't want to see your ass. So my daughter can't go there by herself. That's why my son was all right, because my son got in his car and went to see his father. That was that. My daughter, I had to see you in order for you to see her. That's the part I'm talking about.
Right.
And I don't want to see you because you're foul and you're fucked up. And whatever I think you are, that's what you are. Now, that's number one. Number two is when the woman is mad, I just needed some time, to get over it, whatever. But this is my thing. Men, on the other hand, the men be like, yo, I don't know who you dealing with now. Let them pay. Let them pay.
He don't want to talk about that. Now you changing the narrative.
Your kid? Like, for real? Are you serious? Like, that's the part that boggles my mind.
Listen,
shout out to Jersey J on the Radar podcast. Salute. Thanks for coming through, showing the podcast love.
And the thing about that is they're not even trying to hurt the kid. They're not. They just want to see you struggle to take care of the kid. That's what they want.
Exactly.
They want to see you struggle to take care of that kid. Their kid. That's
because
that part.
In my situation, I never stopped him from seeing his son. You can see your son whenever you want to see him. We live in the same state. We only live 20 minutes away from each other. You can see him. You just have to meet me at the precinct. I'm not meeting you at McDonald's. I'm not meeting you in a public place because you've already showed me who you are and I don't trust you. So if you want to see him, just meet me at the precinct. But if you were not a crud bucket and didn't have ill intentions, you wouldn't have a problem going to, all right, no problem, I'll meet you at the precinct.
Man, I'm not meeting no woman at the precinct to see my motherfucking kid. I don't care, but I'm keeping it real. That's some real.
That's you.
That's me. Listen.
I have gone to exchange the child with him at his own house. And this man has attacked me at his house. Right, he threw things at me in his backyard.
But listen, I understand what you're saying. But listen,
absolutely
you
not.
You can also,
absolutely not.
You can also have a family member take your kid and meet
me personally. I could not do that because I was isolated in the state of New Jersey. I didn't have any family or friends in that state. I'm from New York. I'm from Queens. We both from Queens. He took me to New Jersey. After we got married, we moved to New Jersey. I didn't have no family in Jersey, so I was isolated in that state. So again, absolutely not. If you want to see him, because I don't trust you, I don't know what you're going to do. The last time I went to his house to go exchange the child, you threw shit at me. Absolutely not. Meet me at the precinct. And if you don't meet me at the precinct, then you're not going to see your son. I'm not stopping you from seeing him. You obviously don't want to see your son.
All right, let me say something. Mo, I'm going to use what you said and elaborate on it. I'm not making an accusation. I'm just making a statement. You let me know if it applies or if it doesn't. You and dude separated. You had to take your daughter to see him. You did not want to take your daughter to see him because that would have meant you going to see him. So that put a strain on their relationship because if there was, kids are intuitive. They catch vibes. They do. So if they feel that you don't want to see him, and there's any other things that goes on that she might not like, it makes it easier for her to say, I don't want to go. And you don't want to see him anyway. You're more likely to be like, well, you ain't got to go because I don't want to go either. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
And And that's not right.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. That's not right. But that's the way it is.
That's what it is. Until it ain't.
No, but it's not like I kept her away from it for a long time. Like that's what I said. I said,
Just
you know,
20
when it
years.
was no. It was just like a month or so. Like look, you got to give everybody time to get over their wounds. Like for real, you got to give people time. It's not like he left one day and here goes Mia the next week. We're not doing that. Like, come on, like be for real.
Oh,
because you want to see us in the street fighting because that's what's gonna happen. So we rather not.
yeah. I was totally different.
Just give me some time. And
Right.
I'm saying it's not like I kept her away for years. I didn't, because she would go with Marky, with my son. My son had a car. Go with your brother to see your father. That's it. It wasn't like that. I'm just saying I didn't want to see him. And I didn't want to see him, like for real. So she had a way to get there.
Can I say something? I noticed everything that you're saying is I. Nowhere in there is it about the kid.
Yeah, good point.
You talking about me?
Yes, ma'am.
I just said my daughter could go with my son. My son was old enough. He had a car. He went to see his father whenever he wanted. She could go with him. Hop your butt in the car and take the dog too. Like get everybody. I just need my time. Get everybody go. And that's what they was doing. Like I don't mind the children. I don't mind at all. But I just didn't want to see him. But I think my daughter adapted the fact that I was hurt and she just didn't want to go no more. Like and that's it. And that's
but
it.
that was that's different because that's her decision.
She wanted to hang with me.
No. Check it out.
No, she did. I didn't tell her not to go.
Just let me say something. You can agree with it or you could disagree with it, or you could take some time to think, and then you can make a decision whether you agree or disagree. When two parents have split up, sometimes it leaves the kids feeling like they have to choose. And you heard the expression, don't cross the picket line. Some of them feel that way, like, listen, I have to side with my mom because I live with her. So if I go chill with my dad, it's like crossing a picket line, and I have to come back home and live with this woman. Or the other way around. If the kid lives with the dad, same situation. So it becomes a strain on the kid psychologically to make a choice, to choose one over the other, because if the parents are mad at each other, it's less likely that they're going to have a discussion with the child and say, listen, it's okay if you go over there. I'm not mad at you for that. You need to see us both. You can agree, you could disagree, but I just want you to let it marinate and think and consider what I said, because it does have some validity. Right, Mecca?
Well, I can elaborate. I can't. Go ahead.
Let me share this with
No,
y'all.
Lorraine started talking first. Let her go. Go, Lorraine.
Let me say this. Who talking? Your sister?
Lorraine started talking. She beat you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, as far as the kids having to choose, I can say now. What I'm gonna say is, when I was an adult, my parents divorced, and I was an adult. I was in my 20s, and I have younger siblings that were under the age of 18, and they had to, be separated, and they felt it. They felt it like, oh, we have to make a choice, And I myself, at 20, I was probably about 22, 23 years old. I was no longer living in the house, but I felt it. I felt that I had to make a choice, because if I spoke to my mother, or I didn't speak to her, or I didn't go over to her, but I went to my dad, it was like, oh, you went over there. And they would say like little things. And I was 20-something years old. So I can only imagine what a child underage probably feels.
I will say this. My son, he may only be 4, but I try to do video chats with his father because the courts, the state of New Jersey, they gave me permission to leave the state with the child. So I live in Connecticut now. And we do these video chats. And it went from every single day to the father requesting, all right, like it might be like Thursday that he's doing a video chat with him, and he'll be like, all right, I'll talk to y'all on Sunday. What changed? What happened? Now you don't want to talk to your son every day now? Not only that, but my son, like I said, he's only 4, but he's really not interested. He shows no interest. I have to fight with him to get him to stay in the camera so his father he can see his dad, and he don't be feeling the vibe.
I think it is dangerous for you to have him around. All fathers need to see their kids, but under the circumstance with the abuse, the mental abuse, I think at first he should see a psychologist first to go through that and have some type of counseling before to show proof that he is well off to be with the son, first of all.
Right.
By himself, because you can bring the son over there with him. He could flip out. You did say the key word was schizophrenic. The key word was he's really bipolar. He could just come out and both of you guys can be at the house and he could flip out and God forbid it'll be something else, So not that I don't believe you're just keeping him away just to keep him away. I just believe
absolutely
that at that time is safer. I would say safe. To not really have a child under those conditions unless he show that he's getting better, to be honest with you. I don't think that he actually sounds like an ex-boyfriend of mine in Jersey. So I
is his name Solomon Forbes?
Oh my God. Wait. Don't sound like Solomon. Hold up. I try to forget the name. I wanted to forget the name. I think no. He might have changed his name. He might have been crazy then, but his name started with an S. His name did start with S.
Look. No, we got a couple brothers and sisters. They crazy too.
But this was years ago. But that kind of sounds like a little bit like his name. I try to forget his name, but his name started with.
He got a sister named Osa. He got a sister named Linda.
Yeah, we ain't talking about the people from Bronx right now. We talking about Universal.
But the thing is, no, that's not him. But his name was Sheldon. But yeah, he did have some.
Sheldon is a bitch ass nigga name.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but that was years ago. But I knew he has a problem. But going back to the subject with a child that's autistic, and you have him being a little off, and not a little, he is. If I don't think it's safe to have a child.
I'm a little off. If I'm gonna love me.
No, but I'm saying he's.
I'm a little off with my kids. I'm off. I'm off. No. Really. Look, no, listen. I'm
off. Did you hear the key word was schizophrenic?
Right. Yo, schizophrenia runs.
No, he's crazy. It's something wrong with his brain. Something going on. He's not hitting right. He's not seeing things.
Something's wrong with my brain too.
Tick, boom. So
listen, something's wrong with my brain too.
No. Something's wrong with all of us brain. But at the same time, I'm not gonna bring a little kid into a child's life. That's what I'm saying. Father into a child's life. This is crazy.
Listen to what I'm saying. Everybody have that breaking point when they're schizophrenic or bipolar or depressed. Every man and woman has that breaking point.
So you're gonna bring a child in the middle of that?
Thank you.
First of all,
no. Answer that. Yes or no? Are you gonna bring a child in the middle of someone's breaking point? I've never had that problem. I have one. And I've never had that issue. But listening, I can see. No, I would never do that.
With me. Like I said, my youngest son's mother is bipolar schizophrenic, and she's got custody of my son. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what's wrong with you. It matters what the judge says is wrong with you. Period.
The judge said
But let me ask you this question: can the child speak full sentences?
Oh yeah, my son speaks for.
All
My
right.
son,
All
my
right,
son's
then
14.
that's
He's
it. It's over
13
with.
now.
It's over with.
He's 13 now.
In
He wasn't able to speak full
in my
sentences.
situation, my son does not speak full
Listen,
sentences.
he wasn't able to speak full sentences when me and my ex-wife separated, divorced. He was still a baby, basically. He was like 4 or 5. So his sentences was not full yet. He's highly intelligent now, but at the time, his sentence was not full of 4 or 5. He still had a child mentality. It doesn't matter if you can speak full sentences if you got a child's mentality at the time.
But you said she was bipolar?
She's bipolar, schizophrenic.
And you got the child?
And you got to see him. You got to see the child.
Yo, the last time I seen my son, she said, next time you come pick up my son, I'm going to tell the police that you threatened my life and your black ass is going back to jail.
So why didn't you go?
How old was he then?
You never went back, huh?
Yeah.
And I went back. I went back. I always go back. I always go back. But it's the point is, the police in Virginia are real fucked up, especially the part of Virginia I used to live in. A black man don't have no rights there. The only rights is for the woman.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I don't care what state you in, and I've only lived in like 2 states in my entire life. But I do know that yeah, okay, whatever. I do know that 3 states in my entire life, but I do know that the court system want the child to stay with the mother unless you can prove something's wrong with her. And if you say she's bipolar, schizophrenic, you have a chance. Now, this is my thing. A lot of people, men in particular, don't want to fight for the kids because they don't want them. They don't want full custody.
That's not true.
They
That's
don't
not
want
true.
full custody.
That's a family
They don't want
cipher.
full custody of the
That's
kid
a
because they got
family
other
now
things
cipher.
to do. They got other things to do, and they don't want the burden of having the child.
Cipher.
So,
I'm
I said majority. Like you all
No lies
Which is
detected.
crazy. Which is crazy
It's
because
not
they'll
majority.
go
It's not
and get in
majority.
another relationship
I said
with another
majority.
woman who got
It's
more
not
kids.
majority.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
take it all
majority.
in.
It's
Take
not
it all
majority.
in. I said
It's
majority.
It's
I'm not talking
minority.
about you, King.
Minority of the men. Don't say majority.
No,
say
a lot of them.
minority.
Y'all don't want them kids. Y'all don't want them kids. Y'all sorry I had them. You're sorry you
No.
nutted in the bitch.
I don't. I
I'm
don't
gonna be
want
honest
the
with you.
fucking
You're
mother.
sorry. You're too sorry.
My ex-husband, his mentality, and he has proven this. His mentality is, if we together, I'm gonna be there and take care of my child.
Right.
If we not together, fuck you and that child.
Right.
Because he's going and playing
Your
daddy.
ex-husband is a bitch ass nigga.
You absolutely right.
Yeah, you absolutely are too.
Your ex-husband is a bitch ass nigga.
The point
You're
of the
absolutely
matter
right.
is they exist because in order for women
It's
to be
not-
keeping
it's not-
women
it-
from
it's
their
not-
father.
it's not
Listen,
90%.
just let me finish. Let me finish, chauvinistic. Let me finish.
I'm
Okay?
a chauvinist. I am. So
Yes,
fuck what?
yes,
I think
you
women should
are.
be
Yes,
barefoot,
and I
pregnant,
know
in the
that.
kitchen
But
cooking me dinner.
listen. Right? Once again, the father has just as much right to the child as the mother do until somebody goes to court. And I agree with Mo. A lot of men, we ain't saying all, because it is some single fathers out here, and it is some good fathers, just like it is some mothers like myself who let their kid go with the father. And what I'm saying is this: a lot of them do not want to fight or go and do and take the proper steps that they need to take to have joint custody.
Right. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of
They
work.
don't want to pay for that.
They don't want to do the job.
They'll buy
It's a lot of
weed,
work.
they'll buy cigarettes, they'll buy Jordans, they'll buy BMW, they'll buy Mercedes. They'll even look out for their homeboy, but they will not spend that money to get joint custody of that kid.
Mic
In
drop.
our land.
Let me say
Sound like
something.
mic drop.
Let me say something. I listened to everything that y'all said. Good points. Well, one thing that I want to elaborate on is how women can be mad, upset, bitter,
angry,
whatever synonym or whatever verb you want to use or adjective to describe her feelings. She feels that way, and because of that, she utilizes the not seeing the child as leverage against the man, and then the man only leverage that he can use is financial.
Right.
So then he says, I'm not going to do this
I
because I'm
disagree
mad
with that.
at you. Huh?
I disagree with that. I disagree with the key word that you said, which was
you can
then they go ahead, finish.
You can let me finish.
Finish, Mr. Bunch.
Now, like I was saying before I was interrupted rudely, is that women will use the kid as leverage. You can't see little JoJo. And then the guy be like, well, I ain't sending no money for you and little JoJo. How about that?
Yeah, but that's not cool.
Now it becomes an issue. Now the guy's not providing no money. And now the woman is not doing the visitation thing. But who started it? Who knows? Because this is a case-by-case basis. It's not like every time is the woman not letting the kid see their father and then the father withholds the money. Sometimes the father's not pulling no money, and then the woman says, yo, I'm tired of this. Boom. But the whole point is that those are the main points of leverage. The women who usually have custody, that's her main point of leverage. The man's main point of leverage is financial, because that's what they're asking them for. Some of them ain't even got it to begin with. So when it comes down to, all right, well, I ain't doing this anyway. So now you disagree. Tell me what you disagree with.
I disagree with what you said, which was basically that sometimes the woman will leverage that. A lot of times, woman is not leveraging that. The father just decided they're just not going to do it. And like Kay said, sometimes it's, oh, we're not together, so I'm not doing for you.
Right.
Let
I got other things to take care of.
My son's been exclusively living with me for 2 years. Exclusively living with me. You know how much money this man has sent me in 2 years? $100.
Oh,
right.
But I covered that. I covered both angles with what I said. Did I not? I said sometimes it's the man financially first. Sometimes it's the women. But those are the points of leverage. Who starts it? I don't. It's a case by case basis.
Well,
listen. I'm going to give you the definition of the word sometimes. Sometimes means not
sometimes.
Right. Sometimes. And you disagree with me about my word sometimes, and then used it to your. So sometimes he does. Sometimes he doesn't. That's all sometimes mean.
And also there's a time when the mom doesn't leverage anything. They will say, come see your child anyway. Like, the time is more important than the money that you're going to give me. And guess what happens?
Mm-hmm.
They
don't come.
They don't come.
They don't come. And let me tell you something else.
What does that have to do with?
Let me jump in here for a minute about sometimes. Sometimes don't matter because the bill got to be paid every month. Ain't no sometime. You ain't gonna come sometime and give me money sometime. I need money every month.
Every day, not sometimes.
Sometimes. Like that's the point. Sometimes ain't good enough.
Salute my brother. Salute my little brother. Peace.
Sometimes ain't paying the bills. It ain't paying it. So I don't know what sometimes mean. And that's what it get. That's what the point.
Well, sometimes you gotta have a dictionary.
No, I gotta say this, and I'll shut up for the rest of the show. But my thing is, when the man, when your children's father find another chick, that's when sometimes he come never. because he now
Yeah, and that's exactly where it is right now. He's dated somebody and she got 3 kids.
Exactly. That's when sometimes he come never, and we get the shitty end of the stick. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you.
All right, you saying this? What didn't you get child support? Didn't you get child support?
Yeah, but he didn't want me to put him on child. He was mad because I put him on child support because I had to. I had to. You're doing too much. I can't do it sometimes. I can't deal with sometimes.
Did he
That's
pay?
The point.
Did he pay?
He had to.
He paid whenever they released the money.
So did he pay? I don't know what that means. Did he pay? Yes.
He paid whenever they released the money.
Or he paid.
When I went through the job,
could have been months
before
she seen the check.
When I tried to deal with him one-on-one, if the sometime thing, the word you use, sometime, that's what it was. I'm not dealing with sometime. So I'm taking you to court. And now I get paid all the time, the 3rd of the month, every month.
Okay, so
on time. Sometime became on time.
Okay.
I can depend on that. Court,
and let's not talk about the ones that
see his kids
Thank you
month?
very much.
Did he see his kids every month like you saw that money? Sometimes.
Yeah, if they wanted to. Me
Sometimes.
I never stopped him from seeing the kids.
So he saw his kids sometimes.
I never stopped them kids.
But maybe he saw his kids sometimes because it was his decision.
And the dog.
I'm not asking you that.
Everybody.
It could have been his decision why he saw his kids sometimes.
Hey, Momo.
I wanted that time alone. So
Momo, Mecca's your attorney. Mecca's your
No. Mecca is saying that it could have been the father's reason why he didn't see the kid. That is what I'm saying. It is not always the mother. That is what we're trying to get you to understand. Sometimes
it is always the damn mother. It is always the damn mother.
Sometimes women use their kids, call them babies for benefits, so they can get the money. It happens on both ends.
Say boys. A man will what bother his kid.
Well, say girl.
No, women, girls. That do feels
okay, men and boys the same shit. Men and boys the same thing. Then.
No, it's not. Your little
it's
ass.
The same thing.
Shut your little ass up.
I'll shut my little ass up. But men and boys are the same goddamn thing. If girls and women are the same, are the same.
Hey, Mo, how much you pay for the representation of you? Mecca, how much you charge for representation, huh?
Look, I'm representation of you need to realize that you have a tendency of blaming women for everything.
No, I don't.
And men have fault in things that take place.
I just asked a question
because they are there.
She took him to court to get money. I'm asking, okay, now he's paying the money. Is he seeing his kids sometimes? That's all.
Right, but that sometimes can be his decision. It could be because of him.
You don't know anything.
And neither do you. And neither do you.
Neither does he. He don't know either. You're right, Mecca. He don't know.
I know more than you, Mecca.
He don't know. He don't know.
Well, it doesn't matter. We're having a conversation. And the conversation, and you the one trying to put your sister business all out on here. And I'm trying to bring it back to general conversation, but you won't let me.
Right. Okay? He don't know. He don't know. He has no clue. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna just say this little thing because it's gonna get me emotional, and I don't want to be emotional.
You're already emotional. That street.
There's plenty of times where I had to buy my daughter gifts and say it was from her father. Plenty of time.
Facts. And I bet you it's a whole lot of other mothers out here that had to do that and say that it actually came from the father when it really did. Yeah. But they don't want to talk about that side of it. Nah.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. It's not like it was me. I'm just trying to get some information out there and see why the bitterness prevails.
Well, that's why. That's why.
The same reason why the bitterness from the men prevails. You think men ain't out here bitter?
No, because you didn't let me finish. I said I want to see why the bitterness prevails. And I was talking about from both sides, not just from the female to the guy. The bitterness prevails where the woman doesn't want the man to see the child, and then the man doesn't want to provide, or even come see the kid.
But nobody prevails because the kid suffers.
I said
so. Nobody prevails.
So that's everybody loses.
That's everybody lose because the kids suffer because the kid don't really even care about money. They want to just see the parent. They don't care about that.
Right. Right.
So whether you're paying child support, you don't get like I don't understand why people feel they need and I'm speaking for the absent whoever, the mother or the father. I don't feel like because you pay your child support, you get brownie points for that. That's your job. That's what you're supposed to do. And I shouldn't have had to take you to court in the first place for you to pay for your child that you create.
It's not even enough money.
Right. I agree with you. I agree with you on that point. You're on a roll, so say something else.
Who? He said I'm on a roll. Say something. I'm gonna share this with you though. Okay, and my best friend, New York Star, she can confirm this. Their father took me to court for visitation rights. He only wanted every other weekend. You know what I said to the judge? I said, Your Honor, he can have them every weekend, every holiday, the summertime, and everybody's birthday.
Yeah.
And guess what? It worked out in my favor. So guess what I got to do every weekend?
You got the party.
Yes.
Yeah, and how about that? How about we as Black women? They my children probably like you didn't have to take me to court. Yes, I did, because you wasn't doing what we agreed upon. Like you're not doing it, so I got to take you. And then when he met this chick, then it really stopped. Everything came to a halt. So yeah, I got to take you to court. I do. But how about this? You take them to court for child support, which they like, oh, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. You got the government in my business. You got the government in my business. But the funny thing is, a lot of women take men to court for child support. That happens all the time. But the men don't be standing up for visitation. Where'd that go? You don't want visitation? You could go to court for visitation too, you know. The line is short on that end.
That's why I told the story that I told, and I had my kids. I was like 21 when that happened.
That's real short.
And I was still smart enough to say, you know what?
That end of the hallway is empty.
Let me give you what you asking for.
Right. You want money? I want visitation. That the line is visitation is over there. There's only 2 people in it. Where'd that go?
Because it's 2 parents.
And you don't want no visitation? And you mad about money? Now they're like, oh, you get my money, you could keep the kid. That's what it is.
And most of the time, the only time the baby mother and the baby father really sometimes, I ain't saying like probably like 50% of the time, they still sleeping around.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, me either.
No, I said 50% of the time you just
like not with him.
They still be doing. That's why they don't. That's why they can't come to civil terms.
So I want to get clarity. When you say they still sleeping around, you're saying the parents are still seeing each other
with each other. Yeah, that's what she's saying.
Yeah,
on the low.
Yeah, 50% of the time when they can't come to like a civil resolution. Because it should be
that's not surprising.
And sometimes you can't have a resolution, but when you still have that entanglement going on, emotions, people don't know how to.
Not the entanglement.
Yeah, the entanglement, because the kid, I want to see my son. But I might have to sleep with the mother.
Yeah, in order to give her money.
The son. He only comes over when the kid is asleep.
A lot of times the mamas will let the father come over, supposed to be seeing the kid won't even be there. And she's like, you want to see your son? You got to give me some Disney.
Yeah, but a lot of times the father go right on over there and make another one.
That's right.
And then talk about how he can't stand her all over again.
Shut up. You wrap
that is you saying the same thing I'm saying. We saying the same thing.
El Copper, El Copper, shut your punk ass up and hit the link, nigga. I put the link in for you.
El Copper smoked by himself.
So are you saying that from experience? Mecca?
No, I'm saying that from I'm a female that had friends, and I've seen things, and I didn't have those problems because me and their father, when we went our separate ways, we went our separate ways. So I didn't have no feelings for him. So it was no need for us to argue or talk about anything except for the kids.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
That's it. That's the only thing we had in common.
Oh.
So
what?
You know, every woman don't use the kid against the father. Like we're telling you as women, sometimes it is for the best interest of the kid. Sometimes.
Boy. And everybody don't
And even
want
if it's a
their
single
man
father
back.
with the mother, sometimes it might be the best interest for the kid. They might be better off without that parent. Because their behavior might change in school. Because this particular parent might come in and start making promises. And then now the mother got to go buy the stuff that the father done promised because the kid upset, acting up in school because the father didn't show up or the mother didn't show up. That can cause a lot of issues.
You got gas or something?
You know, I'm saying like that really can disrupt the kid sometimes.
No, I'm just saying somebody somebody got gas.
That was me, and I don't got no gas. I'm just co-signing what she's saying.
That's how you co-sign stuff?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's true. You better recognize.
You gotta look at each situation differently. Like her situation is totally different. Like I would not, from him not wanting to take his medication. See, it's a lot of factors in that. My child could talk. I probably wouldn't want my kid around him because I don't know if he on his medication. And when they ain't on their medication, you talking paranoid schizophrenic. They hear voices. That voice might be telling him to kill my son.
Yeah, that's a special situation. That circumstance.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Every situation is different.
Yeah,
because some mothers genuinely be trying to get the father to come see the kid, and they won't do it.
Exactly, and I've done that
because the mother's with a boyfriend.
I've done that. I would never purposely keep my child away from his father because my mother didn't do that with my father. I spent half my life with my mom. I spent half my life with my dad. And although they didn't, there were times that they didn't get along, she never stopped me from seeing my dad. He wanted to see me. He'll come to pick me up or whatever. So yeah, I would never purposely keep my child away from his dad, but we're talking about safety.
Yeah, this you have no dispute with me with that because that's a tough situation. So like you gotta do what you feel is best for the child in your situation.
Right.
In a regular everyday situation, whereas the child can speak and the mother and the father have their little issues and they split, then I don't think it's right. And I'm going to say point by point, I don't think it's right for the female to withhold a child from the father, even if he doesn't want to see them. You still give him the option to see and let him reveal his intentions that he don't want to see. And I don't think it's right for the father to withhold any type of financial support because on a real side, I'm not talking about celebrities. I'm talking about regular everyday Joes and Janes who they got their 9 to 5s or their have, part-time jobs, they don't need to have quote unquote child support. Just look out, see what the family needs, and contribute. And honestly, without an order from the court, if you were to ration paycheck to paycheck or however they making money and put pieces together, you may end up better than a court order. Right. And everybody's happier.
No.
I said you may. You may not.
No, I hear you.
Listen, I'll tell you one thing.
The thing about it is, it's all fun and games. It's all fun and games till he get another bitch. That's when shit change.
Right.
That part changes everything. The whole spectrum of the money changes.
Well,
instead of giving it to your child, you want to buy your girl a fur.
That's a case by case basis.
No, everybody's gonna move on to somebody else.
That's a case by case basis.
Okay, if you say so, I don't.
It is because you ain't even if you move on from the woman, you still have that seed. That seed will always be yours.
You ain't lived it.
I will never. I will never expect my
Momo is a straight man basher.
I love my daughter, so there's nothing that's gonna make me flip on her.
812 is a straight man basher.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you what I lived through. He's saying something that he never lived through. I'm telling you, when your baby daddy get a bitch, you are dead.
I don't have a baby daddy.
I don't have a baby daddy either.
You are dead in the water.
That's not true. That's not true. That was your baby daddy. That's not all baby daddies. That's not all children fathers. Because even when me and my kid's mother set my ex-wife, the crazy bitch, the bipolar schizophrenic, all me and my other kid's mother, we're cool. They come to family events and functions, the whole nine. And my woman be there, it's no problem. She'll tell you.
She cut herself
it's the
out.
one.
I don't keep talking. She'll get back in. Yeah.
Yes, you go.
Yeah, my thing is it's dead water. Like for real. I had two children. I had. Look, I was with this man for 18 years. I had 2 kids.
And you abused this man and beat him up and put him out and made him feel like a little girl.
Yeah,
he's scaring you. He's scaring you. You don't want to be around your kids.
Look,
yes, it does matter. It's a case by case.
Matter.
He was
it
an
doesn't
abuse.
matter.
He was
you
an
got
abuse.
2 kids.
He was abused.
Okay, wait.
You got 2 kids.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Y'all don't say that real quick. Hold on 1 second. Yo.
What's poppin', my nigga?
Yo, what's poppin', nigga?
Yeah. What's up with that video you did, man, earlier talking about, I'm a disrespectful nigga, somebody gonna smack me, my nigga. I ain't like that, son. You good?
Hold on. What's he saying?
Get
your punk ass out of here.
Damn.
I knew it was bullshit. It's all
Yo.
Look, I knew it. I've been on this radio thing for too long. I knew it was gonna be bullshit.
Yeah, because he was loud. So
yeah. What's up, my nigga? Like what?
So let me ask a question. So why is it that her situation is abusive because she was abusive to the man, but it's an understanding the other way around?
Where'd you get that from? I'm confused too. Me too. I don't know what you're talking about.
When she was saying that her ex-husband was abusive and she gave all the description and it was, well, that's different. He should still be able
to see his child.
The child.
Right. There's her ex-husband was abusive. He should still be able to see his child. She agrees with that.
Wait, who are you talking about?
We're talking about 2 different people. Listen,
and then your sister, y'all just said that he ain't coming to see the kids because she was abusive.
He got a new bitch.
No.
You said a new bitch.
Yeah.
But they said you was abusive to him.
Yeah, but that's
why he didn't want to come see you or the kids.
She was abusive.
That's what they said. So I want to know what's the difference.
No, look, I don't know.
You know what
look,
the difference? I'll tell you
let
what
him
the
answer it.
difference
Let
is.
him answer it. He got all the answers.
Oh yeah, what's the difference? Because I can tell you what the difference is.
He was tired of getting beat up in front of his kids. Yeah.
Oh no, what it was he wasn't man enough to fight to see his kids.
He didn't want to fight her because he
He didn't
lost.
have to fight me.
He didn't have to fight her.
I sent them kids over there. I told you already. I sent
It's
them
a lot
and
of
the
ways.
dog.
It's a lot of ways to get around that. Men can get around a lot of stuff.
Take
But
the 2 kids and the
they
dog.
pride, see what it is they pride. Let's keep it real. They pride and they ego proceeds their mentality.
Yep.
You can't
That is-
speak on that because you there
I
with
never
your
stopped
kids, so
him
you
from seeing
can't
his
speak
children.
on
I
that.
never did.
Don't act like you don't know people
He
and
won't
got
even tell
friends
you that.
who wasn't
He'll
there
tell you
or
that.
they may have
He'll
not
tell you
or
that I
whatever
stopped
for
him.
their kids as they should have been.
I
Everybody
never
knows
stopped him
somebody.
from seeing the kids. Never did.
But this man
Never
has
did.
this man has kept some sort of relationship with his kids. He has. Now, I don't know if he bought them stuff for Christmas.
No, he
New
didn't. I
Year's,
did.
birthdays, all this. I don't
did.
know about all that.
I
don't-
did.
So he never did none of that.
No, when he got with the chick, that's what I'm telling you. They was out. It was I told you I bought my girl everything for her birthday every year, for Christmas every year. He just like forgot about them when he met
But
with
he
this.
was
when
still
with
he
this
was still sending money.
yeah, every month.
All right, well,
At
That
least
was
he
for
was doing
child
that.
support.
that's
That don't
part of
mean
the support.
child support is for housing and feeding. And let's not get started on how much that was because it wasn't enough. So please don't go there. Please
I
don't.
I don't do that. So I don't have no court orders. I don't do. My
Yeah,
child is
well,
supported
it's not
by me.
enough. It
So
wasn't
I
enough.
don't know those.
Listen, when
those
my
numbers.
divorce is finally finalized, I'm not even looking for child support. I mean, if they give it to me, they order him to give it to me, that's great. But because I know him, he's not gonna pay. This man has 2 children with his second ex-wife.
Yeah, so you gonna get next to nothing.
Me and his ex-wife, the mother of his other 2 kids, me and her are, I'm not gonna say we best friends, but we're cool with each other, and I speak to her frequently. And his other kids are 16 and 20. He's over 70K in arrears for the other 2 kids. So I could forget about him paying me child support for our son.
You're right about that because
That ain't never
you
gonna
can
happen.
get it back. You should still
first in
file
line.
for it. You can get it back. You can get
First
it
in
back. It
line.
don't matter. It doesn't matter how many years you can get it back.
Yeah, you get it back in his grave. Put an
Well,
insurance policy on him.
I'm telling you, still do it. File
Put
for
an
it.
insurance policy on him because that's when you're gonna.
It's
commit.
not for you. It's for the kids. They can get it. Look, when your son is 4, when he get 18, hopefully that man be dead and you can get it. You can get it. Yeah, whatever. I'm talking the truth. You can get it. You just got to file for it now.
Yeah, I filed for it
File for
already.
it now.
Yeah, I filed for it already.
It'll come in time.
You gotta consult with your counsel.
It'll come in time. File for it now.
I try not to stress. I done been through enough
You don't gotta
stress and
stress.
strife with it.
Just file
But
for it. Look, sip some wine and fill out the paper.
girl, I did it already.
If you sip some wine,
I did it. I filed on November 10th, 2021.
Yeah, okay. That's it. And just wait for it.
That's
Don't need
it.
to get anxious. Just wait. It'll come.
That's it. I'll tell you one
If
thing.
you ain't stressing
God,
it, if you ain't
God,
stressing it, it'll come.
you know,
It will
God
come.
is not pleased with him, and all of the things that he has done to me and other women. I'm surprised he's still breathing.
That's what I'm saying.
See, it's not about living; it's about the quality of life. See, now she's sipping some wine.
Look him.
She's gonna be yelling and cursing and everything.
I'm about to go roll a blunt.
Oh shit.
There we go. Ghetto black
Sipping
belt.
my wine and massaging my back.
Oh, shit. Oh, look at this girl. Yeah, okay. If you say so.
Yeah,
You
that
say
don't look like
so. You
looks,
say so.
that look like rated R. Rated X stuff you waving in front of the camera.
You know.
That's why she's so quiet.
That's why she was on pause for a minute.
You know what that thing look like? You already put that down.
No, it's a microphone check. It's a mic.
Yeah.
It's a mic.
Girl, bye.
It's a mic. I'm telling you, it's a microphone. It's called mic. It's a mic.
It's a microphone massager.
It's a microphone massager.
You know you got no hose.
It's a what?
It's a microphone. It's a microphone. I just talked to
That's what they calling them these days.
Everybody, calm down. Calm down.
That's what they calling them these days.
I'm trying to bring a little different little.
No, you're
All right.
not doing that.
Bust some lyrics then. Bust some lyrics.
Read my bio.
Oh my gosh.
Look, Bronx, bitch. We different over here.
You don't even know what state you in.
Oh, shut up.
I lived in 2 states. Oh, 3. Yeah, 3 states. Like, damn.
You know I done X one of the states off the map, so I don't know why you fronting.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so then that's why.
But it's still a lot.
No, it's not a lie.
Still a lot. 3 states.
Let me tell my story. You tell your story.
Yes, as long as your story is true, we can keep talking.
It's all right. It's
I've
my
been
story.
beat every day of my life. Like what?
I
We
did.
been beat- No. Listen, no.
It felt like it.
Yeah, because the beatings were so intense.
I don't know where you was living. I felt like I got beaten every day.
I'm
And I've been
supposed to
telling
be
that
the
story for a long time.
Then we
Look, I've been telling that story for a long time.
Look, each child is different. Didn't we already say that?
Yeah, because Junior didn't mind getting beaten. He didn't mind because he was so hard. I was soft. I know what every day I got a beating.
So who was beating you every day?
Our mother.
No.
Yeah. Every time me and Junior had a fight, she would beat both of us. So she said, it takes 2 to tango. It takes 2 to tango. It takes 2 to tango. That's what she said. And she would beat us both. So I stopped telling her when Junior was beating on me because that's why I had to beat his ass and put him in the closet.
She's delusional. Delusional.
I didn't want to get beat. I'm tired. Every time I said stop, like she would get angry. Like she didn't want to come in and break up a fight.
What's up,
this
Danny?
is for real.
We got a delusional person up here, so don't mind.
Nah, this is the truth, yo.
Hey, folks.
What's
I
up,
got
brother?
beaten too much. Well, maybe I got beat too much. I'm delusional, but I know that every time we always had fights, we always got beatings. Every time I started screaming for some help, we got beaten. So when I was winning, we didn't get a beating because I was winning. But when I was losing, I was yelling for help.
And see, this is where you messing up. You're older than me, so there was some years when I couldn't beat you.
Right.
So
I'm not talking about those years.
Right. Those were the good years for you. Then when I got to that point where my muscle and my tussle became too much for you, then it became a whole now.
Right.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
No, and that's when you calmed it down.
No, that's when I called for help, and then we both got beatings.
Whatever. Danny, you listening to what we're speaking about?
Yeah, I've been trying to log on and participate. Thanks for the invitation. I'm Sorry I'm so late, but shit, I just woke up a little while ago.
Oh, you have any input on the baby mama keeping the kids away type drama? Man not paying child support drama?
Well, you know, those to me are just, breakdowns. And I heard, either breakdown in a person's, commitment, understanding, uh, of what's involved with the whole child raising or child rearing, I should say, and being in a relationship in general. It's all over the place, and I speak from personal experience. So I wasn't always there for my sons, and it was never deliberate. I always wanted to be there, and it wasn't like beefing with the mothers or anything like that.
So why weren't you
there?
Why weren't you there? I know the women want to ask, so I'm going to ask first to get it. Why weren't you there?
Well, I wasn't there because I was locked up a lot.
Okay, I know that, but I wanted them to
Yeah,
know that.
well, I mean, that was the crux of the matter with me, and the thing about it is, see, like I said, there wasn't no real beef with the mothers. Our relationship, ran its course. A child's involved. So we basically had to change that to, the child. And so, I was so in and out that I don't think I was able to establish the proper bond or the most solid bond with my sons. So I would always tell them to listen, I mismanaged my life, large chunks of it. And, when I was running around out in the streets and everything, I had no idea that the shit that I would get myself into would overextend itself to you. And I apologize for that. So that's kind of the tack that I took with my sons to try to establish whatever relationship that we could, because of the years that went by. Like my youngest son, I really didn't even meet him in person till he was like 8, 9 years old.
Wow.
Because I was locked up from the day he was, basically from the day he was born till I met him. I had to go all the way out to Cleveland to meet him. Mom had wrote me off. Yeah, I mean, it was like crazy. I heard somebody earlier say it's a case by case basis, and I agree with that wholeheartedly, because I can't lump myself in with any a group or any behavior set that would explain, the dynamics of my relationships. I don't, it's got to be on a case by case individual basis. My thing is, as far as black men and women are concerned, I think, black women know the attacks that have always been present for African men, throughout the whole history of this country, and that women have, black women have had to, shoulder the burden, have had to raise the kids, have had to basically keep everybody alive. You know what I'm saying? And so kudos, and big ups to my black women. I just, I just feel like with the obstacles and with the pitfalls that are out there for black men, we can't afford to, deliberately go out there and put ourselves at risk, especially if we have children depending on us, women depending on us, family depending on us. It's very foolish, and again, I speak from personal experience, to go out there.
I've been in prison multiple times, and I'm telling you, I've been in prison multiple times, brother. And when we had growing up, bro, we all, I'm 47, bro.
Mm-hmm.
When I had growing up, I grew up in the projects, ducking bullets, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they didn't give us no opportunity to have a job. All the white kids got the summer jobs,
right,
and after school jobs. They didn't give us that.
Right.
So we did what we had to do. And when we did what we had to do, the woman was there with us while we was getting that money. They was spending that money, and they was loving us. We went away, and we wasn't able to provide like that because we was in prison. They got in the system. A lot of them got in the system. Not all of them. A lot got in the system. And when we came home, we couldn't be around our family because they wouldn't allow us in the house because they was on public assistance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. We let outsiders dictate what we're gonna be as a family, as a community. So if we stop letting outsiders dictate that, bro, we would be great people, bro. We would be great people.
You're right.
There's no doubt about that.
Our accountability, because in order to keep the outsiders out, we have to be accountable for our part so that the females won't bring them in.
That's right.
Indeed.
That's
Momo,
right.
Momo, men talking right now. Sit down and be quiet.
No,
Be quiet,
that's
Momo.
right. You talking about we was doing this, and we're in the jail, and we're in there. You was loving too many, writing too many love notes to chicks, and we're gonna hear about it. We all
I don't write love notes.
Stop it. I
don't write love notes. I never wrote love notes.
Too much. Well, whatever you was doing too much of it. That's what y'all do, and that's why you get caught all the time. You're doing too much. If you were just dedicated to one, she would hold you down.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Yes, it is.
I don't know what type of people you deal with. But if the majority of the people, if you just deal with one chick, they're gonna hold you down.
All right, Johnny, let me ask you a question, Johnny.
When they come on a visit, and they're like, "Oh, you can't see him because such and such is already up there." What?
Hey, Johnny, let me ask you a question. We did prison time. We did years. You did way more years than I did, but we did years. When you was in prison, and the woman you were before prison, how long did she stay with you before she decided to fall off?
Well, she's my wife. You can ask her.
No, ask you, because she probably sleeping.
Yeah. She probably sleeping.
You know she sleeps. So what?
Yo, that's an individual. That's an individual case by case basis too.
That's a case by case basis.
That's an individual case by case too, because
that is a case by case.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Hold on,
let me say something. There's some women that leave a nigga when he got 6 months, and the nigga could have treat her good, taking care of the family, and they will leave.
I left mine as soon as he went to Rikers.
She's not asleep.
I didn't leave him as soon as he went in. No, I didn't. I went to every court date. I went to see him regularly. He was in Rikers. We went through sentencing, which is what, a year, 2 years before he got sentenced.
Yeah, a year. Don't drag it. You dragging it.
I went through sentencing. Even after he got sentenced, I went upstate several times to see him. So it was a while. And
upstate where?
How long is a while? A year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5?
It was okay. Well, I'm gonna say this. It was probably about 2 years.
You better tell the truth, because you know he gonna shout you out.
No, it was 2 years total. It was
2 years after you went. Total.
Right,
2 years total.
Before, no, but it was a year before he was sentenced. It was a year, right? He was sentenced. Then after he was sentenced, it was probably another year. But it's not like, we saw each other every now and then, and we did keep in contact.
Every now and then where? The park?
Y'all some strong women.
Hold on, you got that drug connection? Did you get that drug connection?
Wait a second. I was no longer seeing him consistently. That's what I'm saying. When he was in Rikers, I was seeing him consistently every week. I was there more than
Rikers,
that's because of me.
Rikers 10, 15 minutes away.
Of me. If it wasn't because of me, the rain would have been going.
It wasn't
10, 15 minutes.
What are you talking about?
You was coming to see me when you were still in Connecticut.
Yeah, and when I came back to New York, she was already done with you, boo. I don't know if you know that, but she was over you. But she was coming because of me.
But okay, that's Lorraine did a great thing. But looking for me, myself, my son's father did 31 years in jail, right? And I was with him since I was 19, 18, not going on 19. And I wrote it out with him up until after we had our son. So 1, I got married to him in prison. 2, I had a baby by having visits.
The trailers.
Conjugal visits.
Mm-hmm.
I had that. But the thing is, I wrote it out with him. I didn't leave him. We came into a term where I was still young, and he said he didn't want me to keep coming up there. We came to agreement that he didn't want me to live my life knowing that he didn't know when he was going to come home.
That's the same father to the 4-year-old you talking about?
Huh?
I mean, I'm getting my babies. That's the same father. I don't know.
You're confused, so just let her talk.
We
how many kids y'all got together?
Just one.
She only said one.
Only
She
got
been
one.
said that 100 years ago. Keep going, Kim.
And
mute her. Mute Monique.
Don't mute me.
I spent I did a long time with him, and the only reason why we broke up was because he sat down with me and he said, want to visit. He said he didn't want me to keep coming back and forth, and for me to waste my life coming to prison to see him.
Now, how many years was that?
That was after 10 years.
You said already.
I did Rikers Island, I did Fishkill, I did Clinton for 8 years, back and forth. I was even Tupac's, my friend Keisha got married to Tupac. I was her best girl there at the witness. So it was it was a ride for me, but he noticed that it was dragging me, going back and forth. I was there every week. And I had a son by him, so I did love him. But we agreed that wasn't the right thing for me. And then we had our son. So now he's home, and he got home about actually is almost, this may make 2 years almost. Yeah, 2 years.
Did you go and visit him some more anyway, even after you all had that agreement?
Yeah, I had my son. I wanted his son to, I didn't want to say, oh, daddy's in college. No, I was,
yeah.
And if I didn't go see him, his mother was bringing him. So, but I never let him lose contact with his son. And now his son is a police officer. So it's like, and now that he's home, he lives now with his son. So they have a great relationship because I never pulled that away from him. I never let them lose contact. I just let them be. But I did years with him. And
I was thinking I had a similar thing. Now, my wife and I, we don't have any kids together. We kind of met each other after we had our kids grown and gone, grandkids and all that stuff. But she held me down my last 2 bids, right? And we had one of them sit down things in the vision room. Basically, what I was telling her was, listen, your life don't have to be shut down because of shit that I did. I'm the one committed the crime. You shouldn't have to suffer. You suffer enough because, you love me, care about me, and this, that, and the third. I appreciate all that. But what I want you to know is that you don't have to lock your life down, shut your life down because of something that I did. I did the crime, and I appreciate, you riding it out with me and all that. But I want to at least have you know that. And that was more pertaining to her being involved with another man while I was locked up. And I was saying, listen, you go ahead and take care of you. Only thing that I would ask is, don't have no nigga in my face when I come home. Be discreet, keep yourself safe, because I don't want nothing to happen to you. Don't put yourself in any dangerous predicaments or situations. And that was kind of like the understanding. Now, what she did with that I don't need to know no details or this, that, you know what? I'm basically co-signing this thing to say, listen, you're a woman, you got needs. I mean, and let me tell you something. This is how I capped it off, and I was just totally dead ass with her. I said, listen, if you was in Bedford Hills, you doing it big. I'm out here. I'm holding you down. I'm doing this, doing that. I said, but check this out. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. I'm fucking somebody while you in there and while I'm out here. So I'm not gonna front, you know, and I'm only speaking for me, but that's the case. That's the situation. If you was locked up doing the bid, I'm gonna take care. I'm gonna hold you down. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. So, but you know, as a man, as another human being that got needs, just like you, I would probably succumb to that. And so we try to put it on a level where it's not looked upon as like unfaithfulness or anything like that, because being in that situation alone or by itself is unnatural and artificial. You know what I'm saying? But so it causes us to alter our lives and act and behave in ways that we would normally do if this wasn't the case.
Yeah, but if your girlfriend was in jail, you would be mad if she was doing her thing. You would be mad. Keep it real.
I was in jail?
While you was in jail, if she was outside doing her thing, you would be mad.
I guess you didn't listen to nothing he just said.
No. See, listen. Before
Mom will never listen. Mom will never listen.
Listen.
Yep.
Maybe you just heard it a little differently, but no. What my position was just listen. We not young bucks no more. You know, we got kids, we got grandkids. You know what I'm saying? It's time for us to live our lives and enjoy it to the best of our ability, you know, and ride it out. If we're gonna ride it out together, fine, we're gonna ride it together. The one thing that we're not gonna let be bumps in the road for us or derail our relationship if we really want to be together. The last thing that we're gonna let throw that out of whack is a dick and a pussy, or either or. That just ain't gonna happen because number one, you done had dicks before you got to me. I done had pussies before I got to you. You know, so it's not like we have never been with other people. Now with this whole jail shit thrown in and throwing off the whole balance of what we got, if we trying to keep that and maintain that for one, well, there may be some different things that may occur in the process
in jail
because of the artificial, unnatural thing that we're going through now. This prison shit. See, black men, you know, ain't supposed to be away from their women like that and their children like that. That's unnatural. But you know, again, I go back to our history in this country, and these things were designed for us to go through.
Alrighty.
Designed, whether we understood it or not, or grasped it or not, these things were designed because a strong black family is the biggest threat to white supremacy. Period.
Is Bronx in the house without a doubt? BX in the building, BX.
I get it.
All these BX motherfuckers, I'm the only Jersey motherfucker on the panel. All you BX niggas.
I'm not in the Bronx. I'm not in the Bronx though.
But you from the Bronx. You
But
from
she
the Bronx.
from the Bronx, so
I'm from the Bronx, but I'm in the South right now.
I got all these Bronx people on this platform. I'm the only person from Jersey.
He's in the South Bronx now.
So you folks?
South Bronx.
Yo, I'm from Brooklyn with some Queens thrown in, but I love the Bronx. My very first girlfriend was from the Bronx, Bryant Avenue, not far from Brooklyn Boulevard, Southern Boulevard, all around up in there. lost my virginity in the Bronx.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. Let me tell you something real quick. Jersey is way better than New York.
Uh-oh.
I'm from New York and I lived in Jersey, and nope.
I'll say this, right?
I live in Queens.
I live upstate
I live in
now.
Trenton and Ewing.
I'm up in the mountains now, right? I'm in Albion, New York. They got 2 jails right here in my town. I can walk from my house, walk right down to the jail.
You happy about that?
Huh?
It's just a fact.
No, I'm just asking. I don't know where he's staying. Why he said that? I don't
No,
know.
what I'm saying is I was just going to piggyback on the Jersey thing. I'm living up here now, being from New York City. So when I come down to visit New York City, I stay in Jersey hotels.
Yeah, he be in North. He said North.
Because everybody in jail?
No.
No, I don't get the point.
Your wheels are turning, but they're turning slow.
I'm talking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No. Homie said Jersey's better than New York. He said Jersey's better than New York. I mean, I'm not necessarily agreeing with that, but I'm saying that Jersey definitely has better prices in hotels. I will give you that.
Hold on. It depends where you stay there in Jersey. If you stay in North, the hotels are cheap. But if you stay in Elizabeth by the airport, you're gonna pay a penny. You're gonna pay a pretty penny.
Yes.
That's okay. If we were talking about that, that would be cool.
Momo, just because your Momo, just because your Fleabag hotels in Florida only $10 an hour, don't talk shit.
All right, check it out. Momo B. When your boyfriend went to jail, how long did you stay with him? Huh? Answer that.
I stayed with him while he's on Rikers.
2 months.
Rikers.
He was not on Rikers.
Yes, he was. How you gonna tell me?
He got coming across state lines. What boyfriend you talking about?
No. See, you don't. No, see, he thinks he's smart, but he don't even know. When he got locked up in Virginia, I never went there.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I never went there, so it was never. Never.
That's how many letters she wrote when he was in Virginia.
I never went there.
How many letters you wrote him?
Never. When he was in New York, I visited him on Rikers 2 times, and that was it.
How long was
I told you. And then he came home. Look,
how long was he on Rikers?
Why you clapping? You don't even know how long he was on Rikers.
How long?
You don't even know how long. I don't remember, but he came home after that. And then he
visit. He came home after the second visit.
No. But what I'm saying is,
yo, Johnny, that's your sister, Johnny. That's your blood.
What I'm saying is,
Momo Buxton is your blood.
I went there. Look, that's what I tell you. I tell y'all both. Look, I don't even remember. That's when they said Rikers. They said he's on the boat. I didn't even know Rikers had a boat. Like, he's on a boat. Like, I didn't even know what that was. And Junior, you've been on Rikers for a long time. You didn't even tell me they had a boat out there.
Because the boat was minimum security. They wasn't putting me on no boat.
Well, that's where he was. I'm like,
is that a fact?
What you're talking about? Is they got a boat out there?
So, but why you exposing all your sister business though? I'm just curious.
What happened?
Why you exposing your sister business though? I'm just curious.
How about that?
She tried to shoot at my business and ask about how many times Lorraine came to see me, and
you still mad about that? That was like 30 minutes ago.
It's still, but
I didn't know we still talking about that.
No, but you talking about, you brought it up, so let's answer your own question.
No,
how many
he's mad. Mecca, he's mad.
If he was with her, then she would have held him down. Did you hold yours down?
No, because we wasn't. Look, I'm gonna tell you. Look, you trying to blast me? I don't give a fuck about.
I'm not trying to blast you.
How about that?
Mecca is trying
I
to
don't
gas
give a
you up.
fuck.
I know you don't care.
Nobody.
I know you don't care. That's why I'm saying it. But Mecca,
all right,
your
I'm
mouthpiece, your
I'm
mouthpiece,
different.
Mecca,
Yeah, I'm
your
different.
mouthpiece.
What you mean her mouthpiece?
Yeah, I'm
Mecca,
different.
Wait.
Her lawyer.
Whoa.
Her lawyer.
I'm different.
Her
Whoa.
defense attorney.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Why ain't her
My brother
mouthpiece?
know.
I'm
No,
just asking questions.
my brother know. My brother know I don't care. So I don't know why he bringing shit up. You know I don't
I
care
just
about
like your question.
nobody.
I know you don't care, so that's why I could bring it up.
Well, you can bring it up, but why?
Because you brought it up. You asked me about mine.
No, because you care about these people. I don't care about nobody.
Hmm.
How about that?
Well,
You're not embarrassing me. You trying to embarrass me, but I can't be
I'm
embarrassed.
not trying to embarrass you. Mecca gassed you up. I asked you a question.
I don't
ask a question.
I asked you a question. You had no issues with it until Mecca said something. So she gassed you.
I still don't have no issues with it.
Okay, I'm not trying to embarrass you. If I know you don't have no issue with it, I'm trying to embarrass you. No, I'm not.
Because you think you cute.
What that got to do with anything?
Say it again, bro. What they got to do with anything? What they got to do with the price of tea in China?
You know, another thing as far as like being held down and holding people down, I think that most of that, if not all, is really based on the quality of the relationship that you have with a person before the jail shit happened and before the prison shit happened. Because
And
some women can last for a little while, as far because you feel like, oh shit, this nigga got busted. I knew he was running around out here in these streets and this and that and the third. I might have benefited with it. We took us out. We did this, did that. So I was like a beneficiary of his wrongdoing. So I'm gonna hold him down. I'm gonna do what I can. But that whole experience, it's like once a woman kind of gets immersed in it and sees it, it's like some women like, oh, wait. I don't know if I signed up for this shit here. Because these crackers, they disrespected me. They talking to me all any kind of way. I got to travel all this distance to go through this fucking abuse.
Right.
And I know he's getting, I know he's fucked up.
Part?
Right? And then there's some women who's like you think they built for this. Like I used to go down to the visiting room, at one point when I was going like every week, every other week, I would see the same women, the same families in that visiting room every weekend. And it was like mixed feelings because I feel like, yeah, these niggas got good women out there holding it down, taking care of the kids, whatever, and the visiting rooms are so small compared to the total population. Like if you're in Attica, Allbird, Greenhaven, any of the maxes, Comstock that's got big populations, you got to sit there and say, damn, if every nigga in here got a visit this weekend, it wouldn't happen. It can't happen. There's not enough seats. There's not enough room or anything in there. So you say you got to salute the women who stick it out, man, and jam pack them visiting rooms.
They treat you like a piece of shit on the bus, on the ride,
everywhere,
inside, on the locker room, on the line. They treat us like
But my whole point with that,
we the prisoners. I didn't like that.
No doubt.
My point is this: how long do she supposed to
put her life on hold?
Put her life on hold. Did you leave any commissary money behind? Did you leave any lawyer fee money behind? Because bills still got to be paid. While you're in there with 3 hots in the cot, we out here
trying to survive.
Bills.
Yeah, I don't understand why women get judged by how long they
Right.
stay. I don't feel that's
And
fair.
then what about the ones who was sticking by these men, and then they go to the visit and they can't visit because another female is there?
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
That part.
changing the narrative.
How about
I've
that part? Look,
I've
now
seen
we're
that.
changing the narrative.
How's that changing
Yeah.
the narrative?
Look, Mecca. Now you're changing the narrative.
Now every time,
Just eating
every
popcorn
time
a
I
minute
say
ago.
I got a
Now-
question, now I'm changing the narrative. But we wasn't talking about prison in the first place. So the narrative was changed a long time ago.
I give you that. So why are you changing it again?
Listen, I'm not
Because
sticking
I'm
around
joining in
and
with the
holding no man
conversation,
down.
and it's still the same thing because the man is still in prison and the woman is still out there while he's in prison with the bills. So it still applies.
And the bitches.
But we're being judged on how
Why
long
are you
we
so
stay.
bitter?
But we're being judged on how long we're supposed to support y'all and stand by y'all. But let me ask another question: when y'all gonna stand by us?
I wouldn't
we
judge.
doing all
I
this
wouldn't judge. I wouldn't judge any female by those standards at all because I already know going in that.
Bruh, stop
Your
trying
ass
to get
shouldn't
some
have did
pussy
what
off.
you did to
Yo,
go in
stop
the
trying to
first
get some pussy off this live, bruh. This is the live. No pussy for you tonight, bruh. That's all your real out there, bruh. There's no pussy for you tonight, bruh. I fuck with you, man. Go ahead,
No,
yo.
but no. Listen, here's the thing, man. I was in a relationship one time, right? And we was living together briefly. You know, this is I wasn't even 21 at the time, but I'm only using it as an example to show the variety and all the different type of wrinkles that can happen once this incarceration thing enters into the flick. In fact, I'll just use my second son's mother. Like I said, she was out in Cleveland because I met her in Atlanta, and she was from Cleveland. I'm from New York. We met down there. We dilly-dallied, got together. I didn't even know she was pregnant. She didn't even know she was pregnant. It wasn't until she was like 7, 8 months pregnant, she was trying to find me because we had lost touch. I had the parole people kicked me out of Georgia, threatened me with the chain gang and all that shit. So I had to leave real quick. She didn't know where I was. So we calling long distance from New York to Georgia, back and forth. And that's when I tried to tell her because she didn't know my background. And when I was trying to tell her that, look, I'm on the run. I got a warrant. I got this. I got that. She would say, oh, you just making all this up because you're trying to avoid your fatherly responsibilities. And I said, oh, shit, listen, that's the furthest thing from the truth. You know, and I really couldn't convince her, couldn't talk into nothing. I said, look, I'm going to turn myself in. I'm going to, try to make this as short as possible, get back to, you and our child, blah, 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 blah. And I was serious about that. Because I didn't know she was pregnant, but I was happy about it when I found out. And I wind up wrapping up all my charges in New York, and I get 7 to 14. That was my sentence. In fact, that's the one I'm doing when I meet you, Force. And the first phone call I had with her from Attica, and I told her, I said, look, I got 7 to 14 years. She said, what that mean? I said, well, it means that I got to do at least 7 right off the top and then go to the board, and hopefully they'll give me a date to go home. And she said, 7 years. I'm looking at the 14. She said 7 years.
Yeah.
I can't wait no 7 years for you. She said, and now she already had the baby by now. She said, and my son needed a father figure in his life. She said, I can't do that. And so, long story short.
So you was mad? You was mad?
Mad? No, I wasn't mad.
Oh, okay.
I understood, and that's why I was bringing it to the point that some women can only go so far. Some women will say, I'm not doing that prison stuff at all.
Exactly.
You don't even expect to see me.
Exactly.
That's why I said I left his ass at Rikers. I was like, oh, I'm not doing this.
And
if
then,
you love me, as much as you claim you do, you're not gonna put yourself in a situation to get locked up in the first fucking place.
That's right. And we got a lot to talk about. We could talk all you want. How many minutes we got? You got 25 more seconds. Okay. When the phone hang up, that's all we got, boo.
Check this out. Check this out. Oh, who was that that said? Oh, was that?
Oh, you be quiet.
Let me look again real quick.
That was Kiara.
That was Kiara
That was
talking
me.
shit? Kiara.
I'm not doing no bid with nobody.
If he took care of you, you're not gonna do the bid with him?
Lord. No, she just said that.
No, because if you love me as much as you claim you do, you
But
love
you love that money. You love that money too, though. You love that
I
money.
could get my own money. What are you saying? I know how to make money.
Oh, that's
King
bullshit.
of New Jersey, you got it twisted.
But if you know he's in that lifestyle and he's out there in the streets, then you know the possibility
If
is
he's in
there.
that lifestyle and he's in the streets, I'm not gonna be dealing with him.
Right.
I want an honest man that make honest money
There
and
you-
do honest things.
There you go. There you
I'm
go.
not dealing with somebody like that. And like
And
I
9
said,
times out of 10, when they doing the dirty deals that they doing, we keep trying to tell them, you need to stop, you need to do this, you need to do that, and
Oh,
y'all
yeah.
just do what y'all want to do.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You're
I
right.
know that's what I
That's
was
right.
doing. I know
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what I was doing.
Oh yeah.
I could speak for myself.
Was you spending his money? Was you
I
spending
could
his
speak for
money?
myself.
Was you
You-
spending his money,
you could do
Mama?
better. You know, some of y'all look. Let me tell you
Was
something.
you spending his
A
money?
lot of y'all.
Was you spending his money,
Nobody
Mama?
likes to talk
She
in
was spending his
plural.
money. Yes, she
Look,
was.
a lot of y'all don't like to
Thank
talk in
you.
plurals, but a lot of y'all are smarter than what y'all was doing. And I'm telling you, you're
Thank
smarter
you.
than this. You can
Thank
do
you.
better than this.
Hey,
You
Momo.
choose to do
Momo, was
whatever
you
you want
spending
to
his
do.
money?
You
Yep.
choose to do whatever you want to do. And now you
Momo,
wanna,
hold on,
you wanna
Momo,
be,
Momo. I'm asking you a question,
don't
sis.
Momo me.
Was you
Don't
spending his
Momo me.
money? Was you
Don't
spending his
Momo
money?
me.
Was you
Don't do
spending?
that.
Was you spending his dirty money?
Look,
Was you spending that
I'm gonna
dirty
tell
ass
you
money?
something. Look, I don't want to be graphic and I don't want to curse. I'm trying to keep
Oh,
it
yeah.
cool. But you get what you give. You give me money, but I'm giving you something. So don't act like you don't want it. So stop playing with me.
Yeah.
Stop playing with me. Okay? You coming to me for a reason. Okay? Don't
Yeah.
play. Now, with that being said, I told you to get a real job.
Mm.
Now let's get back on that track.
You know, I've been told
So stop playing.
that I've been told by my wife, I'd rather be broke and have you here
Right.
than you out there throwing bricks. You know, you might hit a nice lick or whatever the case might be. Yeah, that's all well and good. You're doing all that shit when I met you, blah blah blah. I can't tell you you're a grown ass man, but I'm gonna stake out my position like this. I'd rather have you here. Shit you do that get you taken away. Then I'm faced with a choice. You know, whether I'm going to either go through those hoops again or not.
Right.
But this is what I want you to know.
The thing I heard
You don't have to go out there on no missions for us because I'd rather be broke.
Boom.
Now, niggas
That's
either
bullshit.
hear something like that.
Sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me.
and
They
they
don't mean
either
that shit. Yo, check this out. Let me tell you something.
What? Y'all
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Check this out. Let me tell you
with y'all
something.
mentally,
Let me say
like,
something.
for
Let me say something. If this motherfucker stop hustling and get a job that's paying $5.25 an hour, I'm talking about back in the 90s and the early 2000s, $5.25 an hour. Listen.
Okay, I'm gonna listen.
If he stop hustling and the only job he can get paid $5.25 an hour, you're not gonna stay with that nigga.
What would you tell your child? That's the question. What would you tell your child?
You're not gonna stay with a man.
And hustle, and you got a chance of getting killed or murdered or shot by the cops. Or
Hold on. Let me ask you something. Hey, Bubble.
Working 9 to 5 for $5.25 an hour. What would you tell your child?
What would you want? Would you want your man with a 9 to 5 for $5.25 an hour? Hold on. Would you want your man with $5.25 an hour? Or be in the streets giving you Birkin bags?
I never steered my kids in the directions of drug dealing or selling.
I'm talking about your baby, your
man.
man. Would you rather him make $5.25 an hour, or be in a street hustler give you Birkin bags?
I never
Cars,
had a drug dealer
house.
boyfriend. Well, I never had.
What?
I never.
What?
Had,
Yeah, there you go, Johnny. Good, Johnny. Oh shit.
Oh, wait, whoa. I always want to look. It's a level to
Don't
this
stutter.
shit. It's a
Don't
level
stutter.
to this shit.
Don't stutter.
It's a level to this shit. You know when the tough get rough, the rough get going. I'm
The
like, yo,
tough
you
get
need to
rough?
pull out, whatever, pull out. Y'all niggas don't know when to pull the fuck out. That's what y'all problem is. We be knowing.
So you're saying
we be knowing. Pull out.
So you're saying you're
When it get
saying
hot in the streets, pull out.
you don't mind him doing it. He just needs to know the
He was
climate.
doing it when I met him. I'm
Can't
trying to
stop
tell him when
him.
to pull
There you
out.
go. There you go. Then there you
I'm
go.
trying to tell him when to pull out.
Well,
What do
there
you
you
mean? There
go.
you go. There you go. I'm trying
You
to tell you.
accepted it. You accepted it.
No, I'm
Yep,
trying to tell you
just
when
like
to pull
we
out.
accepted the fact
I'm
that
trying
he
to tell you
gonna
when
go
to
to
pull out.
jail.
Yep, you accepted it. You
Yeah,
did.
and
Yeah,
that's
we
why I'm not.
accepted the fact.
That's why I'm not visiting you in jail because I told you when to
Exactly.
pull the fuck out. That's
But
the
you
part.
shouldn't have even messed with him. You knew what he was doing.
No, I'm
You
telling you
accepted
when
Yeah.
to pull out.
You accepted it.
It was a risk.
Yeah, it was a risk, and now I'm telling you when to pull out. If you don't pull out, don't expect me to visit you 3 days a week from
So you was
fucking three to 7. Fuck
you was
that.
his,
I'm
you was
working.
his, you
I
was
got
his
a
manager.
job. I
You
got
was
a
his
job.
drug dealer. You was his drug manager.
No, I got a job. I can't come visit you in those hours.
I'm gonna say good night, everybody. I gotta go to church in the morning.
Good night.
Oh, okay. I gotta be in church. I gotta be in church in the morning. I
Yo,
can't
I'm
do
about to tell. I'm about to tell y'all good night too.
I'm
Because
praying.
I gotta go to church in the morning too.
You ain't
Yeah.
gotta go nowhere.
Amen.
I'm in the choir. I'm in the choir, so I gotta sing.
I had to go to the airport
Amen.
and then
Look,
church.
Thank you. Good night.
Amen.
amen.
That's right.
Yo,
Hallelujah.
Amen.
yo, good night,
Hey,
everybody.
No,
listen,
you be quiet, King, because you can't shut it down.
let me
Let
just say,
But
thanks
good
for the
night.
invite. I'm sorry I plugged in late. I would have wanted to be in from jump. So, but shit. At 68, I just turned 68. Listen, it's 10 o'clock
God
and
bless
at
you.
midnight and all that shit. I really don't be around anymore.
Okay.
Tell you the truth. So
I
y'all
do.
you got me on a good night, force. like I said, I just woke up because I fell asleep. I don't know, somewhere around 8 or 9, just laying down and just fell off. I pick up the phone. I see I got the invite to the discussion. So I was just, when I finally figured out how to do it, that's when I entered in. So thanks for the invite, and sorry I was late.
Danny,
Oh, well,
Danny,
thank you.
40 million in the tool. 40 million in the tool is his tag.
That's my passion.
40
That's my
million in
passion.
the tube.
40 million
That's
in
my
the
passion. You can visit the website, the YouTube channel, Instagram.
What does that mean?
Well, 40 million in a tool is a takeoff on the phrase 40 acres and a mule. And 40 million in a tool is turning that inside out and putting the responsibility on black folk instead of sitting around waiting for somebody to give us reparations or some money.
I'll send you the link.
Yeah.
Even though that's owed and the case has already been made, what I'm trying to advocate is for our people to just do for self, unify, and we can pretty much solve all our problems if we can get our biggest problem out of the way, which is lack of wealth, lack of resources, and of course, the interference from those that hate us and don't want us to thrive. So that's what 40 million in the tool is about, trying to combat those things and disseminate information to my people and try to get us on a page where we can finally flex our power in this country and show the world the kind of people that we really are.
Right.
So,
Well,
have a good night.
Thank you for expressing
Everybody
it.
have a good
I didn't
night.
know what it meant. And
I appreciate all y'all.
Oh, Lord.
One love.
It's,
Peace, bro.
everybody calm
Peace.
down.
Next Saturday.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Next Saturday, same time, same bad channel. Good night.
Good night.
Hey,